art intact with house bacon, smoked ham, and onion ring, and a fried egg. There are 10 different burgers to choose from, and they're all $1 off every Saturday. Art's Barbecue Burgers and more. Rogers Avenue next to Buddy's in Fort Smith.
Here's to you and yours from the friendly folks at In Good Spirits, your upscale liquor store in Fort Smith. At In Good Spirits, they've got what your taste buds are craving, including flavorful wines from around the world, scrumptious brandies and liqueurs, tempting whiskeys and beers, and fine cigars. Treat yourself to the best as you listen to the game. Check out In Good Spirits, 12100 Highway 71 South, across from Riley Farms in Fort Smith.
World-class trout fishing is the star of the show at Gaston's White River Resort. We're a few days away from all the worries and stress. We'll make all right in your world. Gaston's has friendly, experienced guides to help you land your limit. Enjoy your stay at Gaston's in one of their private cottages or reserve a lodge for up to 20 people. Call now and let Gaston's help you plan your next getaway on the White River. 870-431-5202. That's 870-431-5202. Or learn more at Gastons.com. Gaston's, a first-class time, every time.
Superior Siding and Windows have been improving homes in Fort Smith and the River Valley for over 44 years. Whether your need is siding, vinyl windows, doors, or gutters, Superior Siding is the one to call if you want it done right the first time. Call 479-646-7888 for a free estimate. 100% financing is available, and Superior Siding is AAA rated Better Business Bureau. Superior Siding, your first call, 479-646-7888.
Ready to explore beyond the beaten path? Discover the Range Rover lineup at Land Rover of Little Rock. Experience handcrafted luxury with the capability to take on any adventure. The elegant Range Rover offers unmatched performance and first-class luxury. The Range Rover is built for every journey. Visit Land Rover of Little Rock today and explore our incredible Range Rover selection. Plus, take advantage of our promotions and recently revamped service department. Visit us at 25 Colonel Flynn Plaza Drive or log on at landroverlittlerock.com.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
Monitoring the risk of severe weather across parts of the state. It looks like we will start to see some storms by the time we finish off today, heading through tonight and early Saturday, too. Right now, for today and into tonight, higher end chances for severe weather central and east. Small end chances for severe weather early Saturday. I'm Jennifer Naramore with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
The weather is brought to you by In Good Spirits, Fort Smith's premier source for fine wines, specialty beer.
Here's Jones on a keeper. Out over the 40 to midfield. Matt Jones may take it to the house. And the dunk.
3-2 pitch. He struck him out. Got him looking. Hagen Smith has tied the school record with 17 strikeouts, but he's done it in 6 dominating innings. In center field, makes the catch. Runners don't try to score. Zonet's coming home. He throws to third. Sprague Lock fires to the plate. They got him.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Good morning on a Friday where, man, wouldn't you just like to be playing basketball today? Well, there will be 4 games in the SEC tournament, and unfortunately the Razorbacks will not be part of it. But is there a chance that yesterday's loss is a blessing in disguise? It's great to be with everybody today. Phil Elson, Matt Jones, Christian Johnston with you. It is a bright, sunny morning in Oxford, Mississippi, where I am sitting inside Swayze Field's visiting radio booth. Arkansas opening up SEC play against Ole Miss. 2 o'clock first pitch. They decided to move that up late yesterday because of impending storms tonight. And basketball, man, what a game it was yesterday. Matt Jones, I watched the first half at home in preparation for getting in the car and listening to the second half with Chuck and Zim. And that basketball game had everything you'd want. The peaks and the valleys, the highs and the lows, the great plays, big-time performances, and a heartbreaking way to lose a basketball game. But a good thing it doesn't end the season for the Razorbacks. They'll be continuing to play.
Man, good to be here today. Yeah, you wish you were playing basketball still today. So they got the Rebels. Is that who y'all are playing in baseball?
That's who we got.
So
today.
You get a chance, you get a chance to get them back. There we go.
That's exactly right. Yeah, and I figure it's going to be a really kind of a chill afternoon in a ballpark, which usually isn't very chill, because they moved the game up because of rain, and Ole Miss plays Auburn at 12. So I think most people around here, their focus will be on the basketball game and not the baseball game. But man, that was a great game yesterday. You got to give it to Arkansas. Well, how many good minutes do you think they played yesterday? I think, what are you looking at? Like maybe 21, 22? Able to take the lead late. I thought it was kind of in the bag with Brazil at the foul line, as well as he had played for Arkansas in that second half. I hated for Trevin for missing those 2 free throws. But I got to tell you, Arkansas's got, I think, what they need. At least, what do you classify as a run in March? Let's say, the Razorbacks' run in the SEC tournament came to an end yesterday. The run is 1 win and 1 loss. I don't know if I call that a run. A run is, I think, 2 wins to get to a next weekend. I think Arkansas in the right situation, right guys staying on the floor, maybe Z getting a little healthier in the next week. I think it's a team that can get a little something going in the next tournament.
Well, we're really inconsistent. Maybe so. I mean, he was 1-3 in his 4 games against the teams that would get relegated. He didn't beat any of the teams that are in the top 4. So yeah, who's this? Let's still have some belief, I guess.
That's kind of the way I'm looking at it. Now, you could say a win over South Carolina, and the way that game went, well, that's not necessarily a team you're going to be facing in the NCAA tournament. But I do think, look, Brazil played incredible in the second half. It kind of sucks for him and for everybody that
it wouldn't have mattered if he made both of them. You don't stop ball and give them a 3, they still win. So it's not on Brazil's fault at all. It's not Brazil's fault.
Well, then he was about as responsible.
You can make both those free throws
to a victory.
Yeah, if you're not going to stop the ball when pick up ball, and which actually that was Brazil's fault. That's more his fault than not hitting the free throws. Is not because the shot was made over Brazil. So yeah, if we're going to say something, you're not really upset about the free throws as much as how are you letting the guy just come down and getting a free shot off? Well, I mean that's something we've worked on all year. That's something I brought up just about every game. Stop ball in transition. I mean, I know the coaches have to preach that.
Well, the foul he committed that gave them a chance to tie the game at the foul line with the and 1. So what do you think? Up until the last 30 seconds, Trevin was the best player on the floor for Arkansas in the second half. Adu continues to play well. Nelly, I thought maybe be a little bit more aggressive offensively with the ball, but there have been flashes for him. Richmond playing really well, and I feel pretty good about a couple of things. One, you play in a team in Ole Miss that's really disciplined, runs an offense really well. That's an obvious NCAA tournament team that some people will pick going to the third round potentially. Arkansas continues to play well without 2 of their best players. You got other guys that are getting better as they need to. It's just it just reminds you what March can be about. You can play well for a good chunk of the ball game, but a little thing at the end can end up leading to you call it heartbreak, but I don't know how heartbreaking it is. I mean, do you if you win that game yesterday, you play against Auburn. Do you potentially get off the 10 seed line, the 11 seed line? I mean, it's something you've been hounding all throughout the last couple of weeks. Stay off the 8-9 line, and right now you're looking at bracketology. They've got them on the 10. So, you want to win every game you play. It's not like you go out and you say, well, it's all right, we lost. It's not, we'll just go home and plan ahead for everything. because it hurts. I mean, it's obvious the way they play that they care about every minute that they're playing right now together. It's I don't know. It was entertaining yesterday. It was great, but I actually don't think that it hurts Arkansas at all. It just hurts to lose a game against a team that you felt you competed so well against when they had you down. What was it, 18 near close to 18? I think it was 15 when Ole Miss misses a 3 with about a minute 30 left in the first half, and then Arkansas controls the final minute of the first half. Came out of the gates in the second half, looked great. It's something you can get over really quickly and then start to plan ahead starting Sunday when the committee announces their name, because they will be announcing their name.
It's all about matchups. You know, we have some long and rangy athletes. That's one thing Coach Cal can do is he can go find athletes. We were definitely the more athletic team. I would say we're 4th, 5th most athletic team in the conference, and we finished in a tie for 9th. So let's just maybe the athlete. I mean, we've lost a couple guys, so what else you going to do?
So today, 12 o'clock, Ole Miss and Auburn, Texas and Tennessee. After that, Mizzou and Florida, Kentucky and Alabama as the top 4 seeds will start playing the SEC tournament. You wonder about Texas with their win yesterday over A&M. And, I've harped on it for over 2 years now. You don't make your case in the NCAA tournament, but maybe, just maybe, with as good as this league is, that a win for Texas over an A&M team with the net ranking they've got might actually help them a little bit. You might very well be looking at 13 SEC teams in the tournament. They find a way to upset Tennessee today, and it may be a moot point, and that'll just get them right in, because I don't think a win over A&M and over Tennessee is the kind of thing that the committee is going to look at here in this last week and say, no, we can't pay attention to that. So here's what's halftime for this Friday. With the baseball game being moved up to 2 o'clock, I got to get out early because of obvious reasons. 1:30 airtime for baseball. The team will be arriving in about 30 minutes. So I got to head down and talk with DVH. Matt and Christian will take you over the final couple hours of the show. So action-packed here in this first hour. We'll have Robert Teague from the Teague Law Firm at the bottom of the hour. He's kind of a relief pitcher for James. James undergoing a medical procedure. He's fine. He'll be with us in 3 weeks. But we've got Robert, who, of course, is James's father and the partner for Teague Law Firm, joining us. And Aaron Torres in a moment, plus calls and texts once we get into the second hour at 877-377-6963 on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline. Want to thank our friends at Wood Power Sports for helping us through halftime here. If you're looking for another side-by-side motorcycle, ATV, zero-turn mower, don't look any farther than a local Wood Power Sports store in Harrison, Springdale, and Fayetteville. Got all the brands you're thinking of, Can-Am, Yamaha, Kawasaki, just to name a few, and they've got more than that. They're 3 convenient locations providing outstanding service and parts capabilities, even offering deliveries. WoodPowersports.com for more information. Aaron Torres joining halftime right after this break.
Call or text the Lewis Automotive Group hotline, 877-377-6963. This is the Morning Rush with Ty Richardson and Tommy Kraft.
You think Joe Desatore's cleaning his gutters? Of course not. You don't need to be up there, man.
A little more revered Joe Test than I would say Ty Richardson is. And I'm also younger and a little more spry, so and I don't have the money that those guys do. Can't afford that.
The hair or the looks or the
Or the tan or the skill. I mean, you keep going.
Weekdays from 9 to 11.
Only on ESPN 95.3. ESPN 95.3 is live on location.
Live here on ESPN 95.3, it's Colton Little, and I'm here 1 mile south of exit 308 off of I-40 in Sallisaw at Harry Robinson Sallisaw Ford.
Thanks for watching us here on ESPN Arkansas. Download the brand new Hit That Line Now app in the Apple and Google Play stores. ESPN Arkansas, more than just radio stations.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
The dandy white perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, sacale.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouth.
Some serious crappie. Nice speck.
We got crappies.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite. White perch, slab, sockeye, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
BetOnline is the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for online betting in 2025. Whether you're a seasoned fan or a first-time bettor, BetOnline is your ultimate game day companion. With the largest selection of odds on everything from NBA and college basketball to the NHL and UFC, BetOnline continues to be your number one sports betting source. From every three-pointer to hat trick, BetOnline has you covered with odds, stats, and more for every game, every play, and every win. BetOnline. The game starts here.
Hey everybody, this is Tyson Fan. Dad, tell everyone about your job at Mike Jr.'s Mobile Wash.
Power washing, son. I've been working in the business for over 15 years, all over the River Valley and Northwest Arkansas, residential or commercial. At Mike Jr.'s Mobile Wash, our cleaning services include exterior home, fence, driveways, walkways, gutters, full day cleansing, and more.
Call my dad at 479-763-5561.
Mike
Jr.'s Mobile Wash. One call, cleans it all.
Le dije, vamos a hacer maldades. Vuelvo yo te traje. Pago ya el mahones si no baila pa' que sale. Aquí están mis anormales. Tú mueves ese en el. Esto es pa' las nenas nuevas, pa' los nenes, pa' la piel.
It's back, the Ultimate Challenge at Lewis Automotive, and it's bigger than ever. We're on a mission to sell 555 vehicles in the month of March, no matter what it takes. We've got more than 1,000 vehicles to choose from, more than $2 million in discounts, and we're not holding anything back. All month long, get up to $20,000 off MSRP or 0% financing on select models.
Payments start at $199 a month.
Find the ultimate selection, the ultimate discounts, the ultimate financing, and the ultimate amount for your trade.
Only at the Lewis Automotive Group's Ultimate Challenge.
Thanks for sponsored by Taco Bell. Live Moss.
Words disappear. Words once so clear. Only echoes passing through the night. The lines on my face, your fingers once traced, fading reflection of what was.
Make sure to follow Halftime on Twitter at HitThatLineAR and on Facebook and Instagram at HitThatLine. Call or text 877-377-6963. Now back to Halftime with Phil Elson and Matt Jones.
Friday, Aaron Torres joining us from the Aaron Torres Sports Podcast and Aaron Torres Media. Be hosting on Fox Sports Radio later on. He's on our Lewis Automotive Group hotline here. AT, you get to see the top 4 seeds in the SEC get going today. And, man, the first 2 days have just been outstanding basketball to watch.
Outstanding basketball to watch, fun basketball to watch. I thought it was a great showing yesterday for the Razorbacks. I mean, I was watching that game, and I was trying to figure out, especially after Joe, like I didn't understand how they were even in the game. I mean, basically – I don't know if you guys have any updated info on Big Z, but it seemed pretty clear that he was unplayable. And I was thinking about it after. I think he was probably only in uniform just because they needed a body in case of emergency. But, I mean, they're essentially playing with 5 guys for, the last 6 minutes of the game. And they were really playing with 6 the entire game. So I thought it was a great effort. I don't know if it's a conversation you guys have had. I don't think it's the worst thing to get home. I'll be honest, I'm not a bracketologist. I don't really understand. I mean, a guy I respect, Dan Schulman, even after the game was, we'll see if it's enough for Arkansas on Selection Sunday. It's like, I don't know how many more games they had to win before people stopped saying it. But, yeah, I thought it was a great showing for the Razorbacks. Get home, get healthy, get ready for the tournament. And to your point, Phil, shows how deep this league is. It shows how deep this league is. We've had 4 great games 2 days in a row, and the 4 best teams, including 4 potential number 1 seeds, still haven't tipped off yet. So totally awesome tournament. Jealous I'm not in Nashville, and I cannot wait to watch all the games ahead today.
You had Billy Richmond, his growth, Aaron. I don't know if how tough he is. He's like the strongest athlete out there, like almost like a free safety with him. And then what do you make of Jonas Adu? Is he a top 10 big in all of college basketball right now? Because the last about 4 or 5 games, he's looked like a top 10 big.
Yeah, Billy Richmond, I love the football analogy, Matt. He's like the linebacker that doesn't really know the playbook. But he goes full
But he
speed
goes
ahead
to 11,
every,
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, he's like Bobby Boucher, only, obviously Bobby Boucher maybe not as intellectually intelligent, but that's what it is. It's just full speed ahead. I have loved watching his growth this year. I frankly didn't really have a ton of expectation for him, and I know he's kind of become kind of a quote-unquote cult figure with the Razorbacks. And then to your point, Matt, I'll be real, is that even going back to last year, I liked Jonas Adu. I saw the value in bringing in a Jonas Adu, but, I don't, I'll be real, is I don't know that I was totally surprised by his struggles early because I thought he was a little bit limited. And then over just the last, 2-3 weeks to see that guy's growth. And I want to give credit to one guy specifically, and not that others don't deserve credit, but it's funny how a narrative can change on you and how dumb people on the internet can change the narrative because, throughout his career, Kenny Payne was kind of known as a big man whisperer as an assistant coach, goes to Louisville. It clearly doesn't work out. And he kind of, for whatever reason, has become known as, kind of this punching bag. And it's like, you go back to the beginning of Coach Cal's struggles a little bit at Kentucky, it directly coincides with Kenny Payne taking a job in the NBA and then eventually the Louisville job. And so as I've watched Jonas Adu grow among all the big guys have been good at various points throughout the year. I've thought about Kenny Payne because this is really what he was known for. And I think the confidence that you're seeing Jonas Adu play with is reflective of the work that all that staff does. But I think Kenny Payne specifically deserves a lot of credit for the development of Jonas Adu.
Man, he wouldn't be the only assistant coach who's been great as an assistant that struggled in a head coaching role. Just to pick the sport. It doesn't make him an idiot. It just means maybe he was in a difficult spot to begin with. But
exactly.
if here's the thing about Arkansas right now, it's like you still you're down to 6 players and then you're down to 5 because they do fouls out and you don't have Z available essentially. And hopefully in the next week. He'll be able to heal from the thumb. Cal started him yesterday, so he obviously thought he would have been okay to play. But, for the most part yesterday, you got good performances from players. It's just as a team, there are these peaks and valleys, and I know that happens throughout any game, but it just seems that the peaks and the valleys are just the amplitude between the good and the bad just is so incredible within each game that we're watching right now. I mean, we see stretches of 7-8 minutes where it's like, what is going on offensively? And then there's other stretches where they're moving instinctually and creating on the fly. It's just the between the good and the bad is just there's a huge difference right now.
Well, there is, but I think it's when you're asking basically 5 guys, 6 guys to be playing 36, 37 minutes. I mean, I don't think mentally you can maintain that for 40 minutes, and I don't think physically you can maintain it for 40 minutes. Now, I'll say you go back to the South Carolina game, obviously were phenomenal in the first half. I thought the second half, I really thought it was the whistle more than anything that slowed down Arkansas. I mean, it was felt like about 6, 7, 8 straight possessions. Either Trevin Brazile or Jonas Adu got called for foul, and I thought that more than anything allowed South Carolina to get back into the game. Although obviously, when you don't make a field goal, you can't place that all on the refs. When you go 8, 9 minutes without making a field goal, I don't know. I mean, I know you guys talk about every game. I don't worry about that as much because I just think that it is. I don't even think it's human nature. I think it's biology. I think it's physically impossible for 5, 6 guys to be playing 38, 39 minutes when other teams are playing 8, 10, 12 players, whatever it is. And so I'm not as worried. I think the other thing too, I think the first South Carolina game was clearly an aberration. Coach Cal said it after the game. Hey, we've played 8, 9 high leverage games in a row. We were due for a clunker. I think those clunkers are out of the system. So I don't know. I'm not trying to be, lukewarm Torres without giving you a strong opinion. I understand why it's a concern. I also I don't know how worried you can be because, again, I just don't know that the human body, when you're asking basically all these guys to play 40 minutes, can physically do it, and you're going to have a stretch. And, obviously you hope it's a stretch that doesn't, impact the win-loss column. But I don't know, man. I give them so much credit. They just keep fighting.
Hey, around college basketball, Aaron, I mean, other teams are dealing with injuries as well. If is Cooper Flagg, if he can't go, does that hurt Duke's chances of getting a 1 seed, or what's the latest with him?
Yeah, I thought it was pretty strategic by John Shire yesterday after the game, where he basically insinuated, I don't think I'm going to play him. But if those guys, he basically said the guys every guy in the locker room would have to be in unison saying that he should play for me to even think about it. And I think that was his way of saying, like, Cooper Flagg could pull a Willis Reed if necessary, and why people maybe aren't picking up on why that's a big deal. The committee, if there's a season-ending injury that, basically if the team that built the resume to get a 1 seed or a 2 seed or whatever, if there's a player that isn't going to be able to play that helps you build the resume, the committee can, in fact, basically kind of bump you down to what they believe you
remember when Kenyon
would
Martin?
be.
Yeah, Aaron, you remember when Kenyon Martin happened? They were the number 1 overall seed, but then they weren't because he broke his leg and was actually out. So I think that's one. Did it happen to Zion as well? I think he had got hurt kind of when they were going in. I don't know if they were going to be a number 1 overall seed.
Yeah, no, Zion got hurt, and I think there was some talk. I mean, I remember, this is a very random example, but, there was one year, and this sounds crazy now considering how bad the team was, but I think it was 2009. Syracuse was a number 1 seed, and Boeheim for like a month straight, they had a player named Arinze Onawaku, and for like a month straight, Boeheim, every update, he's a day or two away. And, this probably started before the then Big East tournament, and then they get to the second round of the tournament, and I think everybody started to realize this kid's not coming back. Boeheim just said that because he didn't want it to impact their seeding. So I think that's why Shire said it. Duke, I think if he was definitely out for the year, I think it'd be a worthy conversation. I think Shire's been strategic about making it obvious that he's not out for the year. And then I just think it becomes a question. I don't think he's playing in Charlotte this week. Their regional is they're going to go to Raleigh. Their regional would be Friday, Sunday. I would assume he would sit versus a 16 seed. So, Matt, you've probably dealt with more of these things certainly than I have. But I think if he doesn't play in the ACC tournament, if they get that Friday, Sunday regional, you could be looking at potentially Sunday for a return that's, 9, 10 full days of rest. I don't know how close you could get to 100%, but I do think that at that point it's kind of like, okay, that's about as much rest time as you can ask for this time of year. So that would be my guess. Is I think we don't see Cooper Flagg probably until the second round of the NCAA tournament.
Aaron, what's your opinion on the ability to play your way off the bubble into the NCAA tournament in a conference tournament? And there's an adjoinder to that. Texas. Texas is the enjoyment because we're talking about the difference between 12 and 13 teams getting in. They beat Tennessee. I mean, some people think they're already in right now. I'm not too sure. It'd be a win over Tennessee. I mean, does that do it?
I don't know if it does it because you just never know. The thing I'll say is that, first of all, for all these bubble teams, if you even want to include Arkansas as a pseudo bubble team, things are working out about as well as you could ask for. I mean, I don't think we're getting a major bid. There's not going to be an NC State like last year in any of these conferences. The Mountain West last night basically had everybody advance that you would need to advance. So I think it's working out well. Listen, I don't know with Texas. I thought they minimally had to win, and I'm not a bracketologist, but just going off of everything else, I thought they minimally had to win too. I think if they win today, I still don't know if they're in, Phil. And it's interesting, and I don't know if you guys saw this, but the Big 12 this week decided to take a page out of the SEC. They were at 20 league games this year. They decided to go back to 18. And I think the insinuation is basically like, look, at a certain point, when you do, there's like a threshold of losses where it doesn't matter how good the wins are. If you have 15 losses, I mean, it's just tough for me to say that an 18-15, 19-15 team should be in when you lost 15 times during the regular season. So with Texas, I would think that if they win today, I think it'd be tough. And I'll try to be quick because I know I'm going long here. But I mean, because it's not just them. Again, it's everybody else across the country. Ohio State lost their conference tournament opener. Who else? I'm trying to think here off the top of my head. Indiana lost their conference tournament opener. There's just so many teams that have not made runs, that have not done what they need to do. So I have no problem if you're in a power conference having the opportunities to pick up good wins, and I think they should count towards your resume. I also think this too. I don't think it should supersede what you've done over a 4-month season. And if you look at Texas's resume, they do have some pretty big blemishes, some bad losses in the league, no really great out-of-conference wins. So I do still think I'm with you as very much. They probably still have work to do today. If they win today, I think that's where it certainly gets very, very, very interesting.
Enjoy the basketball, Aaron. Appreciate you, man. We'll be talking NCAA tournament basketball next week.
Yeah. All right. I hope Hogs don't have a Saturday bracket so we can actually preview a game. Although in that case, maybe we'll be recapping a fun opening round win. So, all right, guys, I'll let you run. I appreciate you here on a Friday. Thank you.
Aaron Torres with us from the Aaron Torres Sports Podcast. Hey, have you ever heard this before? I don't know where you want to eat. Well, the answer should be, if you're near Benton, Wood Grill Buffet. It's the largest buffet in Arkansas. They have over 190 items to choose from. You can eat light. There's comfort food. They have the best fried chicken in the state and everything Grandma served at Sunday dinner. Thursday through Sunday, they're open 10:45 till 8:30. Just log on to woodgrillbuffetbenton.com. You can find menu items and much more right there. Now stay with Halftime. It is Robert Teague from the Teague Law Firm joining us in just a moment.
They were so convincing in their argument, they swung me.
This is Halftime.
Bet Saracen is Arkansas's #1 mobile app for placing sports wagers.
There's big news in the mobile sports betting business. Bet Saracen was just named the 15th largest sportsbook in America. That's because our Kansans like to do business with a winner. Find all your winners on Bet Saracen. Download it today and look for my RR prop bet specials. I pick them, you win them.
Bet Saracen is Arkansas's favorite sports wagering app.
Gambling problem? Call 800-522-4700.
Spring camping season is here. Don't miss the NWA RV Show and Outdoor Party, April 12th and 13th at 5102 West Pauline Whitaker Parkway in Rogers, just behind Newt's. Sponsored by 2 of the state's largest RV dealers, Wheels RV and Moix RV. With brands you love like Grand Design, Jayco, Brinkley, Flagstaff, Coachman, Catalina, Vibe, and Winnebago, and on-site financing available. There will be a variety of vendors and bounce house for the kids and so much more. So make plans now to attend the NWA RV Show and Outdoor Party, April 12th and 13th, 5102 West Pauline Whitaker Parkway, Rogers.
You're listening to Halftime live from the Crabtree RV Center studios. Crabtree RV Center, where RVing is life.
ESPN 95.3 is live on location.
Live and local on ESPN 95.3, it's Colton Little. I'm out here 1 mile south of exit 308 off I-40 in Salisaw. I'm here at Harry Robinson for the March Madness markdown sale. They've got up to $13,000 off these beautiful F-150s that I'm sitting at. They got them in beautiful selection of colors, red, white, black, blue, anything you want here. Harry Robinson Salisaw Ford. They've also got tons of other discounts going on right now. And as always at Harry Robinson, they're trying to sweeten the deal for you. So right now during March Madness, hoop season's going on. They've got a basketball hoop set up out here, and you can come and win a chance for $500 by making a shot. The catch is you do have to test drive one of these awesome Fords they have out here first. So come to Harry Robinson Salisaw Ford, test drive a new Ford today, test drive one of these awesome vehicles they have out here, and then come back, take a shot for your chance to win $500 at Harry Robinson Salisaw Ford, 1 mile south of exit 308 off of I-40 in Salisaw.
Are you an angler having trouble finding all the bait, tackle, and more for your fishing needs? Make a Wake Bait and Tackle, now located in Fort Smith next to Witts Marine on North 11th Street, is your place. Make a Wake Bait and Tackle also has the largest selection of plastics in the River Valley. Reactor Innovation, Bobby Garland, Zoom, Mega Bass, and more. Check out the Daiwa Rod and Reels. Make a Wake Bait and Tackle, 803 North 11th Street in Fort Smith, 479-926-9320. Also get your rod and reels repaired. Come see us next to Witts Marine at Make a Wake Bait and Tackle.
COP CDL Academy is a licensed Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration that provides the federal required training to obtain both Class A and Class B CDL licenses. Our program provides assistance with employment after graduation. We have finance and grant options available. Students straight out of class have started new careers earning $70,000 to $140,000 per year, and training is provided for all 50 states. Call today, 479-632-1050, COP CDL Academy.
When second's making a play, short's got to cover.
A winning insurance strategy doesn't rely on one person.
Good hustle, good hustle.
Communicate with your guys and make sure everyone's in the right coverage.
It takes a team that knows its roles well, working together to provide an exceptional experience.
Set the screen. You have to protect yourself. 1, 2, 3.
At Shelter Insurance, you can count on our local agents and award-winning customer service to help you protect what matters most.
Call Randy Milam in Alma or Brandon Zimmerman in Barley. Hey, it's Ty Richardson, my buddy Simon Wheeler with Wheeler Power Sports. Stop by the studio.
If you have a name brand motorcycle, ATV, or side-by-side you would consider selling or trading, call or text or use bike buyers at 479-783-5822 or visit us online at wheelerpowersports.com. Buy, sell, or trade Wheeler is the one for 2025. Try to be Fort Smith's authorized dealer for Kawasaki, Suzuki, Polaris, and Slingshot.
Simon Wheeler at Wheeler Power Sports in downtown Fort Smith, keeping the good times rolling since 1967.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game.
ESPN 95.3.
Rumors spread around. You had to take the time. About to stack outside the game. If you know what I'm talking about, just let me know if you wanna go to that whole mile on the range. They got a lot of nice girls. I'm ready. Well, you're fine. If you got the time, I'm to get yourself there. Down here is fine. I'm all there tonight. But now I might be mistaken.
You're listening to Halftime with Phil Elson and Matt Jones. Want to jump in the conversation? Call or text 877-377-6963. Now, here's Phil Elson and Matt Jones.
All right, we're efforting getting Robert Teague from the Teague Law Firm. Let's take a phone call from Brent and Cersei while we try that. Brent, good morning. You're on Halftime. What's going on?
Good morning, Phil. Good morning, Matt. This is the mouth here, and the mouth needs to tell you. The mouth's in a quandary, Phil and Matt.
Okay.
I got a niece that is going to Ole Miss next year, and here we are fixing to play Ole Miss. We played them in basketball, we played them in baseball, and I just don't know how I guess with my niece going there, I got to find a little bit of love, but I can't love them from football, basketball, or baseball. What do y'all think?
You know, Kevin Trainer, who's been, in charge of communications at Arkansas for a long, long time, his daughter is working for the SID and was a student at Ole Miss. Now she's working in the sports information department too. So I think you're dealing with a little bit of the same thing that Kevin's dealing with. I don't know what to tell you. It's just, I guess you can be happy for your family members when their team wins. But at the same time, you'll feel the pain of the loss. Hopefully, baseball helps you out this weekend, Brent. All right, we've got Robert with us from the Teague Law Firm. Robert, how you doing today? You just heard Brent's little problem here. He's got family that may be attending Ole Miss. It would be really difficult to be happy when Ole Miss beats Arkansas this weekend. I expect Arkansas is going to play some good baseball, though.
That's correct, Bill. Thank you for having me today. James has had a little oral surgery and not able to speak for a few days, so he asked me to fill in, and I appreciate it.
Yeah, so does that mean, are you what we would call Robert a relief pitcher in this case? Are you a pinch hitter or a relief pitcher? Which one do you want to go with?
Yeah, it would be a pinch hitter. James is the only one that has been able to pitch at that level in our family.
Okay. Well, so I know about James's connection to baseball, obviously. He was on the pitching staff for my first 2 years calling the games here. How much ball did you play, and how much did you teach James on his way up towards Arkansas?
Well, James was always a great athlete, played every sport like you see a lot of times, and just kind of gravitated towards baseball. In his high school years, I played NAIA basketball, if you remember those days when we called it NAIA, and played for a school in Oklahoma Wesleyan. And so basketball was really my sport. But I've gravitated towards baseball, and we really enjoyed our time watching James through travel ball and with the Razorbacks. He was the little boy in the outfield with his glove catching balls for Clay Goodwin back when he was a kid. So it was really gratifying to us that Coach Van Horn offered him a scholarship when he was in high school, and he ended up being able to fulfill his dream of playing for the Razorbacks and getting to go to a World Series. So it was a great experience for us.
Did you see Clay's son, I think it's Gage. I don't know if he's here with the team because he might have school, but when they're at home, he's the bat boy. And he is – the kid's a switch hitter, Robert. Like, I don't know how old he is, but he can't be any older than 10. But he's hitting righty and lefty, and he looks like he's good at it too. Clay built a great little facility in the backyard. They must be using it for the kid.
Yeah, I wouldn't expect any less for Clay. He's a great guy, and you probably know that he's very competitive. That's it's helped him where he is today.
So I know that you've traveled to a lot of the places where James was playing with the Razorbacks. Did you make it to Ole Miss? Have you been to Swayze Field?
Yes, I've been to Ole Miss twice. I always considered LSU to be our greatest rivalry in baseball. But I respect those guys. I just don't have a lot of respect for Ole Miss. I'm kind of in the Bubba Carpenter frame of mind. I don't know if you remember the days where it was the dancing and the hollering and all of those things. And Coach made reference to one time he likes all the teams except that team that has shenanigans. He used that word. And I know he was referring to Ole Miss. So it's just they've always been that way,
Well, the shenanigans have also just kind of crept into some other programs too. I think it started a little bit with Ole Miss, but it makes it winning in their ballpark that much more fun. And they've won the last two series here. I wonder what your impressions of the baseball team have been over these first 3 weeks or 4 weeks. Pardon me.
Yeah, thank you, Phil. Yeah, any lawyer that's worth anything will tell you that we wake up in the middle of the night and we think about did we get that filed? Did we meet a deadline? What are we doing for trial next week? It's just kind of part of the profession. But for me, this time of year, I wake up and I think, who's going to actually end up playing first? Are we going to move the rotation around? Who's going to be the long-term center fielder? So that's kind of my mentality. That's sad, I guess, but I really enjoyed the team. I've made most games this year. I think our pitching has done really great. I don't know if you noticed last week, but I knew I was going to be talking to you. But this year the pitchers seem to be throwing a lot more off speed, the starters. I mean, they'll pop 93, 94, but I've observed this year that they've been relying upon their off speed. So I noticed that is a little change this year. But I'm really, we always say there's two seasons, so this is kind of where the rubber meets the road now.
Definitely. What do you think? So you mentioned who's going to be the Friday starter. Zach Root gets the ball today instead of Gabe Gackle. And I don't really think that's surprising at all. I don't know if it has too much to do with any, so to speak, struggles for Gackle, because it sounded like Dave wanted to break up the lefties. So he's putting Root on Friday, Beidelshees on Sunday, and I think that makes sense. But Root has also been the best starting pitcher so far on the team, and he's a guy. It's interesting that you say that it's a team that goes with a little bit more off-speed stuff, and he's more of a breaking ball guy, and he's been trying to improve upon his changeup, and he said he did last week.
Yeah, and I never question Coach. He has more baseball knowledge in his pinky than I am in my whole body. But I was thinking it also might have had to do with a Root's experience. He shows little emotion, and he's had that experience, and I think maybe that had a little bit to do with it. But I don't think it really matters. I think all three guys are pitching well, and I was encouraged just to hear from folks on social media, and you have to hear that with a grain of salt, but that Wood is actually throwing again. And boy, if he could get back in there and be a long relief or even a tail end guy, man, that would really be super,
So we've heard what James has told us. I think it was last year, and I think he might have mentioned it even earlier last month, about his nickname when he would get really intense. And even in his mind, he's told us maybe a little bit too intense. He said he got called Psycho T. Do you have any nicknames that kind of speak to that ever?
Yeah, well, as a child, we just called him Big A because it was for bad attitude. He was just one of those kids that hated to lose, hated to take a bath, hated to clean his room, just, was that kind of kid. But so that was, we called him Big A for a long time. But, you see those kids as they develop and they take to instruction, they tend to be the greater athletes because they actually hate to lose more than they like to win. That was always James, and he's really the same way now as well.
Has he taken the same attitude into the law? Hate more to lose than enjoy winning.
Yeah, he's able to control his anger, but I get to hear about it.
I'm sure. So. What's it like to work with your son? I mean, you must be so proud of his accomplishments, even leading up until when he became part of your law firm. But now working with him on a day-by-day basis, it's just really got to be almost a dream come true.
Yeah, he was in minor league ball, and he always wanted to be an eye doctor, an obstetrician, and we thought that's what his course would be after he finished his pro career, and he just called out of the blue one day and said, "I'm going to retire, and I'm going to go to law school." And so it was just kind of taken back a little bit, but we've enjoyed the experience of getting through law school and at a later age and coming on to practice and really building a great practice in Rogers now. He's doing really well. He's on his own in a sense as far as direction. He's really taken to the practice and to our bar association.
No, and you guys have relocated to the new office, as you'd mentioned, in Rogers, and we bring this up with James every time. I mean, you guys handle virtually every avenue, or almost mostly avenues of law practice: family law, bankruptcy, wills and estates, personal injury, criminal defense, and corporate law.
Yeah, when James came on board, we were able to grow our practice. We outgrew our location in downtown Rogers. We've been there for over 32 years. We found a great location right off of Interstate 49 there at New Hope Road in the Pinnacle area. And we try to pride ourselves to be a one-stop shop. We can do most things as far as family law, criminal law, and it covers a lot of areas. So, we really enjoy people to come see us. We have a free consultation. And, again, our slogan is, if we can't help you, then we can talk baseball.
Well, that always works. Basketball, too, right? Since, it is basketball season as well. Can you talk any sport?
Oh, yeah. We're ticket holders in all sports. We gravitate towards baseball a little more. But, no, I'm from Benton, Arkansas, and then lifelong Razorback. So we kind of live and die with every pass, every shot, and every pitch,
Well, we'll be doing the same with every pitch today in just a couple of hours. Robert, appreciate you coming up. We're looking forward to talking with you next week and hope James is doing okay.
All right. Thank you, Phil.
You got it. It's Robert Teague from the Teague Law Firm. You can call them at 479-877-1688. They're also online at teague-law.com. Back to wrap up the first hour of halftime after this.
Looks like I picked the wrong week to quit smoking.
This is halftime. ESPN 95.3 is live on location.
Live on ESPN 95.3, it's Colton Little, and I'm out here today at Harry Robinson Sallisaw Ford for the March Madness Markdown Sale. They are up to $13,000 off of Ford F-150s, and also tons of deals available right now on Expeditions, Broncos, and all the awesome Ford vehicles they always have readily available at Harry Robinson Sallisaw Ford. It's the March Madness Markdown Sale. So if you think you picked up any basketball skills from watching hoops on TV the last couple days during conference tournaments, come to Harry Robinson today and take a test drive of one of their new Fords, and then come out to the Harry Robinson Hoop, make a shot, and win a chance to have up to $500 cash given to you by Harry Robinson. That's right. Test drive today. Come make a shot on the Harry Robinson Hoop and walk away with up to $500 in cash. Only at Harry Robinson Sallisaw Ford, 1 mile south of exit 308 off of I-40 in Sallisaw.
For decades, the Rebel Crawfish has been a tackle box staple. But now, get ready for the next generation. Introducing the all-new Rebel Matte series of Rebel Crawfish. 4 all-new Ultra Matte colors that eliminate glare and enhance realism, mimicking a natural crawfish like never before. The same iconic shape and swimming action, but now with a stunning matte finish. Upgrade to the all-new matte series of Rebel Crawfish today at Walmart, Bass Pro Shops, Dick's Sporting Goods, and local tackle shops everywhere. Rebel. Catch fish anywhere.
Spring camping season is here. Don't miss the NWA RV Show and Outdoor Party, April 12th and 13th at 5102 West Pauline Whitaker Parkway in Rogers, just behind Newt's. Sponsored by 2 of the state's largest RV dealers, Wheels RV and Moix RV. With brands you love like Grand Design, Jayco, Brinkley, Flagstaff, Coachman, Catalina, Vibe, and Winnebago, and on-site financing available. There will be a variety of vendors and bounce house for the kids and so much more. So make plans now to attend the NWA RV Show and Outdoor Party, April 12th and 13th, 5102 West Pauline Whitaker Parkway, Rogers.
Are you tired of the overcrowded fitness centers? Would you like a fitness option where you can actually work out? Then let's hang out. The Hangout is Sportsmith's newest fitness facility. It has an 8,000 square foot gym, indoor tennis, pickleball, and basketball with more sports coming soon. The Hangout offers group and individual training in the gym and boasts 3 active tennis pros to help you grow your game. Stop in today at 5400 Gary Street or thehangoutfs.com for more information. Be a part of something different. Fitness, sports, and more. Let's hang out.
Metal Mart offers high-quality prefabricated metal buildings, metal roofing, custom trim shop, carports, and more. They strive to be a company where contractors as well as do-it-yourselfers are welcome. Metal Mart assists you in calculating the materials needed to complete your project, all at a rate you can afford. Stop by 7320 Highway 271 South in Fort Smith or call 648-3342. You can also catch them online at metalmarts.com. Metal Mart, the right material for the right price.
This is Coke Zero Sugar. Could I be the best Coke ever? Try and taste with your ears. Hear those bubbles? Imagine them tingling on your tongue. Fizzy deliciousness. Listen to that cascading liquid. A mouth-watering waterfall. Irresistibly tasty. Zero sugar. Crisp, refreshing, and ice cold. Is Coke Zero Sugar the best Coke ever? Try and decide.
Got a pest? Call West. If you have pest or termite problems in your home, call West today and learn how their 50 years combined experience can help solve your problems with competitive pricing and quality services, all designed with your pets and children in mind. Call today and schedule your free estimate. They even offer Saturday services and long life attic pest control. Call 782-7291. West Termite and Pest Control, protecting your home health and peace of mind.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game.
ESPN 95.3.
Well, I don't know why I came here tonight. I got the feeling that something ain't right. I'm so scared in case I fall off my chair. And I'm wondering how I'll get down the stairs. Bounce to the left of me, jokers to the right. Here I am, stuck in the middle with you.
Welcome back into halftime, live from the Crabtree RV Center studios. Crabtree RV Center, where RVing is life.
Back here at, I was about to call it Baum Walker. This is not Baum Walker. This is Swayze Field, Oxford University Stadium, Swayze Field, where Ole Miss is undertaking batting practice at the moment. And the Rays, you can see Dave Van Horn and Mike Bianco talking it over right now. These guys have coached against each other more times than I think any set of coaches in the SEC in any sport have coached against each other. This is DVH's, 23rd year? 25th year for Bianco. So, yeah, that's these two guys know each other's tendencies and everything that goes into it better than any other two set of coaches in the history of the SEC. Was probably the way that I would put it. I was looking through the game notes. I didn't have this set yet, but for the number of times that Dave has coached against them, which would be every game he's coached against Ole Miss, 37 wins, 43 losses. So that would be what? That's 80 games? 80 games these two guys have coached against each other, and today will be 81. So, I mean, I don't think there's ever been two coaches in this league in any sport that have coached against each other for more games than these two guys have. Whenever they make an SC, so we've got a college football Hall of Fame, we've got a college basketball Hall of Fame, everything's got a museum, we've got to have an SEC museum, and then there can just be a small exhibit with these two, who, if you're looking on our video stream right now, are talking with each other right in front of the Arkansas dugout at third base, and have been doing it for a long, long time. Now, you can argue about what Ole Miss might do in terms of the showiness, but if you're the head coach for 25 years at a place and you do have a national championship, you're a great coach. Mike Bianco is a great coach, and so is DVH. I can't think of any other set of coaches that would have ever coached against each other any more games than these two. I mean, it's tough to find coaches that have been around in this league for 25 years to begin with. So just something to think about as this thing gets going. 877-377-6963 is the Lewis Automotive Group hotline. Let's see here. It's 2 o'clock today. I don't think there's baseball tomorrow. I really don't. They're telling us like 100% chance of rain all day tomorrow, thunderstorms. So it does look very chancy for a doubleheader on Sunday, which I think means 2 7-inning games. Independent of whether or not Arkansas has a bus to Fayetteville, which is how they travel for this trip, I don't think they'd be playing 2 9-inning games. I think it would be 2 7s. So I hate when baseball games turn into 7 innings, but that could actually happen. But I have a feeling they won't make any decision about it or tell us anything about it until probably when this ball game, which starts in a little over 2 hours, is completed. Well, brought to you by Valley Family Dental. They used to be known as Riley Farm Dental. They're at the entrance to Riley Farm, providing every type of dental care and procedure for you and your family. General dentistry, braces, implants, cosmetics, same-day crowns, and They got Snore Guards, $300 off if you tell them you heard about it on ESPN Radio. It's Dr. Sparkman, Farmer, and Dr. Blaine Van Nice helping their patients have a better life, be a better smile, more confident, comfortable experience every time. Valley Family Dental is at 5901 Riley Farm Drive, Suite A. That's the entrance to Riley Farm off Highway 71 in Fort Smith. Call 226-3500 or go to valleyfamilydentalpractice.com. Matt and Christian take you the rest of the way. I'll be with you at 1:30 for Learfield pregame of Arkansas versus Ole Miss, and then we'll do it on Monday. Thanks for tuning in. Matt and Christian are up next.
Fishing season is here, and Jelco Outdoors has all the gear for you. The largest selection of rods, reels, and baits by Shimano, Daiwa, Lew's, Sixth Sense, ACC, Todd Huckabee, St. Croix, G. Loomis, Bobby Garland, Spro, X-Zone, and many more. Fishing clothing, footwear, and rain gear by AFCO, Brundage, Extra Tough, and Under Armour, Garmin Electronics, and much, much more. Jelco Outdoors, your fishing partner in the River Valley. Jelco Outdoors, 4600 South Zero in Fort Smith.
The Bush Guide, cold and smooth survival skills. For a successful stint in the great outdoors, pack accordingly. Place heavy essentials near your spine for stability in rough terrain, with light items near the bottom. Now, you may be wondering, where does the Bush Light go? In your stomach. Head for the mountains. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2023, Anheuser-Busch, Bush Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Walk-Ons is always a win, whether it's for a post-game celebration, drinks with the crew, or an easy weeknight dinner. Walk-Ons has you covered. Scratch-made dishes, wall-to-wall TVs, craft beers and cocktails. Dig into their mouth-watering menu items like po' boys, gumbo, and voodoo shrimp, plus fan favorites like juicy burgers and fresh salads. Find your nearest location in Rogers, Fayetteville, Fort Smith, Conway, and Little Rock, or order online or in the app. Walk-On Sports Bistro for the win.
Fords Grid Incorporated, a company known for paying top wages and benefits, has immediate openings for equipment operators, pipe layers, concrete finishers, and laborers. For nearly 90 years, Fords Grid has built the foundations of the River Valley, and now you can become a part of that legacy. Apply now from any device at GoFordsGrid.com. That's GoFordsGrid.com. Do you finally want to get paid well for your work? Do you want to work for a company that treats you like family? Apply now at GoFordsGrid.com. Fords Grid Incorporated is an equal opportunity employer.
It's Ty Richardson with owner and operator Cecil Gardner with Jasco Graphics, now 17 years in the industry. How do people see what you've made over the years, Cecil?
Google or Yahoo it or Bing it. Jasco Graphic Design, JAAZCO, Monday through Saturdays, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. And sometimes I'm here after. So if that open sign is on, I'm here. Y'all come on in. Jasco Graphics Design, 2415 Midland. It's on the corner of Midland and Kelly. Jasco Graphics, the one-stop shop.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
Monitoring the risk of severe weather across parts of the state. It looks like we will start to see some storms by the time we finish off today, heading through tonight and early Saturday, too. Right now, for today and into tonight, higher end chances for severe weather central and east. Small end chances for severe weather early Saturday. I'm Jennifer Naramore with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
The weather is brought to you by In Good Spirits, Fort Smith's premier source for fine wines, specialty beers, and liquor.
You're listening to ESPN 95.3.
Good pick, good pick.
KERX Paris, Fort Smith.
The drinking all day.
Coming to you live from the Crabtree RV Center studios. Broadcasting on ESPN Arkansas and streaming on hitthatline.com.
We got a good one tonight. You got a team in here that doesn't respect you. Smith, I'm all right. Why can't they dominate? And we not doing it.
We're going to go get one and celebrate on somebody else's field.
Yeah.
Matt Jones may take it to the house and the dunk.
Both said you had very motivational words at halftime.
It's halftime with Bill Olson and Matt Jones.
From the bottom of my toes to the top of my head. What's my heart, dog? Let's go, man.
The angles were so bad, we showed them at halftime.
What they for one racerback?
Like, what in the world were we thinking?
It's vintage Matt Jones.
1, 2, 3. Turn it.
Call or text 877-377-6963. Now, here's Phil Olson and Matt Jones.
All right. March 14th, Friday, 12:01. Myself and the unit. We got you for about 90 minutes. Just us guys, getting ready for a baseball game. Arkansas is going to take on Ole Miss. Whatever you want to talk about. I mean, you want to talk about Ole Miss basketball game. You want to talk about the Razorbacks going forward. What's kind of your expectation for this basketball team? Do you think this is a one and done team? You want to see the bracket, obviously, but how much faith do you have in this basketball team that they can make it to the second weekend?
The big concern, obviously, to me is the 7 guys, but we've seen them play well with 7 guys. So that makes me think, those first 2 games in the tournament probably going to be as fresh as they'll be the whole tournament. So, you can get a couple games. The way this team's playing, they're in every game, they're battling, and it's kind of got the feel of the tournament, the team that kind of limped into the NCAA tournament with Anthony Black, and then they ended up going on a run nobody really saw coming. I think this team has potential to do that.
Who's been the biggest surprise to you? If you think, because we start 0-5, not really doing much. Then the team changes a little bit. You lose Boogie, so you get a little older. Not necessarily that you're better as far as if you're projecting. Who has a chance to play in the NBA? Boogie. Janelle Davis will play 0 minutes of NBA basketball, but that's okay. He's a high-level college basketball player. He can go overseas and hoop. So when you're trying to figure out, the thing that I like is he's had 4 college off seasons. That's the difference between a 17-year-old kid and a 21-year-old man. And so it was probably a change, and I think that's hard for Coach Cal to say, well, I'm going to play Janelle Davis at this spot, because it would help us when a freshman comes in and you see the potential. And so it was kind of worked out, I guess. I mean, you want all your bullets, no question about that. Do you think 3 comes back? And then at a Jonas Adu and Trevin Brazil, 9 and 4. I mean, are those the 2 guys that are going to take us to the second weekend? If you start thinking, I know you got to have guard play, but do you think our best chance is to have an inside presence?
Yeah, you definitely got to be able to, stop, their big men from scoring down low. And I think Jonas does a good job when he's not in foul trouble. You hope, like, when we get in the tournament, they don't have a, quick whistle on everything, and, they let them have a little bit of contact, and that will bode well for Arkansas, because Jonas, he's an enforcer down there for the most part. He can pretty much guard anybody out there, and I think he's a huge part of this team and how far they want to go, as well as Big Z, because Jonas isn't probably going to have a 14-15 point scoring game every game in the tournament. So it'd be nice to see Big Z come out there and kind of keep the defense honest from the 3, and kind of get their big men to kind of get out of the paint a little bit. That's what Big Z does. And we were talking about this team and how they could make a run. Cal was asked that question after the loss to Ole Miss, and here's what he said.
If this team does get in, how much confidence do you have that maybe you can go on a little bit of a run with the talent they have?
You hope so, but you don't know who you're playing, where you're playing, and all that stuff. My whole thing is let's just keep playing how we're playing. Let's be, just so you know, the last game we played, I think with 13 or 14 minutes to go, I said, cut it off. The rest of that wasn't my team. I know what my team is. And so it's like the South Carolina game. I threw the tape out, burned the tape. That ain't my team. So if we play the way we're capable of, we'll have fun.
Yeah, and we were also kind of talking about Big Z, and he mentioned how important Big Z was to this team. The team's gonna need him to perform in the tournament if they want to make any type of run, and this is what he said about that.
Big Z didn't really play much at all in the second half. Was that performance based, a matchup thing?
He hurt his wrist, and I probably shouldn't have started him. Probably just spotted him. But if you look at the plus minus, you know what I'm saying? And I just look, when you're in these situations, you ride who's playing well. Doesn't mean you don't like somebody or you don't think they can play. Maybe it's not their day. But for us to advance in this next tournament, he's got to be on this team playing.
You had a question down front?
I shouldn't say that because we don't even know if we're in.
I think he was kind of being humble there, saying we don't know if we're in. This team's in the tournament, but the road may be pretty tough as a 10 seed. It's going to be it's not going to be an easy path to the Elite Eight or Final Four.
Hey, the goal is to make it to the NCAA tournament. You would give, if you were to give out grades for the season, C+. That's about the highest you could grade this team. They're 8-10, tied for 9th place, went 1-1 in the SEC tournament, didn't beat any of the top 4 teams, lost to the bottom 3 teams. I mean, there's a lot of up and down, a lot of inconsistencies, a lot of change. It's one of those teams where in 5 years nobody will ever talk about this team again. There's not really. I mean, if Coach Cal's going to be here for 5 years and this is the team we talk about, then we're in trouble. This is kind of his first year here, getting his feet wet, figuring it out a little bit, because we have to be better than tied for 9th place, 8-10. That's what he's supposed to be, better than that.
And let's be honest, if Boogie and Thiero doesn't get hurt, this team still probably isn't like the team that you go.
You would have been 9-9, 10-8. Yeah, like Ole Miss was 10-8, we were 8-10. There's not a whole lot of difference in those two teams, and you saw it. It came down to the very last second as far as a shot. So yeah, there's not a whole lot of difference. But you're expecting more out of a Coach Calipari coach team. Let's hit the phone lines.
Yo, Charlie, what's up, man?
Yo, what's up, fellas? Matt, I'm gonna slightly disagree. I'm gonna up you one on your C+. I'm gonna give them a B, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because I think when you look at what all they went through. If you just look at it in the totality, the adversity that hit them, the slow start, the injuries, I'm giving them a B. And I think this is the best conference ever. Dude, is the SEC, and I don't know if the SEC is going anywhere, because I think across this league, I don't know of the South Carolina coach is a good coach according to a lot of people. I don't know if there's a bad coach in this league. Somebody tell me if there is one, because it's as good as it's ever been. Wouldn't you think, Matt, as far as coaches and just, you think about talent and everybody wants to come play here or transfer here. And I just, the thing is, I agree with you. You expect more, but the SEC is so good now. And so, to say, I think if you're going to get to an Auburn level, well, let's think why Auburn is so good. You correct me if I'm wrong here too. Their team, the turnover with their team every year. Bruce Pearl's probably had the same guys for 3 years, and I could be wrong about that, but I know Broom has been there forever. So, Calipari's kind of used to, teams changing and stuff like that. But I'm with you, Matt. I don't know if you can succeed in the SEC. You were talking the other day. You had said something about the freshmen that were coming in. I really think this team needs to try to focus on bringing the guys that they can bring back into next year, because you can't just look. Don't tell me that. Don't let Billy Richmond and Carter Knox walk out of that door. You got to try to bring these guys back. That's the thing. And people just Big Z, that's another guy. Bring him back. Try to bring him back. And because you need roster turnover. The idea that you can just have a whole new team every year now and succeed in the SEC the way it is now, I don't see it. They're going to continue to struggle and go 8-10 or what. It's going to be hard to win if you don't have some roster turnover, you don't have experience. The cool thing that I have loved about this year, though, the development, Matt, of Billy Richmond and Carter Knox throughout the season. I think
Wagner
as
too,
the year
man.
went on, and Wagner too. I think Wagner, man.
I think he's the most
I'll be
pro-ready
honest.
guard we have, and he's still got a little ways to go.
Exactly.
He's got to work on his shot a little bit, but body type, everything, he's pretty much got it. The explosiveness, he can drive with left or right. I mean,
He can pass.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Well, he's got to work on
he
his
can play,
turnovers.
man.
Yeah, but
Yeah, he definitely does, and I think he's really good defensively too. He's a pretty darn good defender. I think he is a next level guard. He may not play above the rim as much as you would like, but he's athletic enough, he's quick enough, and I think he's got still into play at the next level. Here's the thing about Billy, his ceiling to me is like really up there. Same with Carter Knox. These two guys, to me, can be all SEC defenders. Billy, I ain't never played point guard in his life. It's just crazy. I mean,
if he can get a 3-point shot, a more consistent 3-point shot, I think that would be his biggest,
The
positive.
thing you got with Billy and Carter Knox going forward, if you're bringing Billy Richmond and Carter Knox back, you think 100% for sure those guys come back. So who else are we going to bring back? We don't know. But the thing with those two guys, they're interchangeable. You can switch things on defense. They can guard 1 through 5. And I don't mean you want to get them matched up with a 7-footer every time down. But when you get switched up, Billy Richmond and Carter Knox are physical guys that can switch and play. That's why I like those guys.
Yeah, they're tough. Y'all have a good one. They battle for sure. Y'all have a good one.
Well, you got to be an athlete. That's one thing you got to give Coach Cal credit for, is he knows how to evaluate talent and get athletes. And then you're teaching them the game of basketball. There's so much, your basketball IQ, the savviness, the veteranness, the just getting reps, the teaching. It's a lot of work that goes in. And when you get high school kids that are the best athlete on their team, they don't really understand, but for the most part, they don't understand the game as much because they're just better. They're just more athletic than everybody. They don't guard the other team's best player. You get to sag off and play help defense. You kind of get to do whatever you want in an extent because you're so much more athletic. So then you get here and you figure it out that everybody's athletic,
Yes.
and we got to be a student of the game, and you got to learn the game. And I think that's where they're getting better. But then you come back, and I know they have to work on this. How do you not stop ball at the end of a game? Like when it's a tie, that the ball, like you got to make them pass. Stop ball in transition. There's just a lot of little things. It is what it is. This team underachieved, and they didn't. I mean, they're not really. They're a Kassi-Kamsaw team. They're just a very average basketball team.
Yeah, they kind of, beginning of the season, expectations were probably too high, but
it's because of Coach Cal, right? Like
Yeah.
you just said, you think Coach Cal is going to put together a team. And you're like, well, they have to be top 25. This team's not a top 25 team.
No, and then you put in together the injuries in a tough league. I think this team overperformed when it comes to what the season could have been. After the 0-5 start, but they've overperformed from that point. But it's like it just they couldn't recover fully, and
maybe you get a good draw. We'll see what happens, and the thing is we're long and rangy and athletic. Maybe they can win a game in the tournament, and so I mean that's what you're kind of the March Madness going for. And as far as SEC teams, it's going to be very interesting unit to see who advances to the second round, because I think the top 4 will. But when you get to A&M, Kentucky, Ole Miss, Missouri, I don't necessarily think those teams are teams that are going to the Elite 8 or Sweet 16. I just think they're very average teams, and it'll be kind of with their matchups, because you look at Ole Miss in Missouri, Mississippi State, Arkansas is more athletic than those teams. No question about it.
Yeah, those teams are kind of gimmicky 3-point shooting teams.
They're buttoned up. Yeah, they don't make a lot of mistakes.
Yeah. They kind of just outshoot people, and when they're not doing that, they get beat. And that's not really a recipe for winning, like a bunch of games in a row.
Well, we're going to go ahead and pay some bills. I've been keeping up on this TPC Sawgrass, one of the best golf tournaments in the world. I think M. Lee, is that Michael Lee? He's in first. Roy McIlroy in third. Colin Morikawa 8 under in fifth. So, man, it's getting going on. And if you want to get in with us, please do. That's 877-377-6963. Be back after this.
Call or text the Lewis Automotive Group hotline, 877-377-6963. Lewis Automotive Group, serving Northwest Arkansas for over 79 years. This is the Morning Rush with Ty Richardson and Tommy Kraft.
But there's so much to do here in Arkansas, like going to Gaston's or hanging out.
What a segue, man. Them broadcasting lessons I'm paying for are finally paying off.
Gavin said that you could just trade me for half a Chick-fil-A sandwich.
Yeah, give me the pickles on that half. The Chick-fil-A sauce will go with it as well.
Weekdays from 9 to 11, only on ESPN 95.3 and hitthatline.com.
ESPN 95.3 is live on location.
Live on ESPN Arkansas at 95.3 KERX, it's Colton Little, and I'm out here today at Harry Robinson Sallisaw Ford for the March Madness Markdown Sale. They have up to $13,000 off of Ford F-150s right now. Awesome deals on Ford Expeditions, Ford Broncos, and markdowns and discounts on almost every single car on the lot. They've got lots to choose from, and you can have a chance today to walk away with tons of savings and the best deal possible, because that's always what you get at Harry Robinson Sallisaw Ford. It's also March Madness. You'll watch the Razorbacks suffer a heartbreaking loss to Ole Miss yesterday in the second round of the SEC tournament. Hey, Padula hit a big shot. You can hit a big shot too if you come take a test drive today at Harry Robinson. Take a test drive, come shoot on the Harry Robinson hoop, and win up to $500 cash. Harry Robinson Sallisaw Ford, 1 mile south of exit 308 off I-40 in Sallisaw.
It's your favorite time of year, March Madness, and the #1 place to get all your alcohol this basketball postseason is Eastside Liquor in Fort Smith. Located at 9390 Rogers Avenue, Eastside Liquor has everything you need. Dave Bushko and his team have all your beer, seltzers, wine, liquor, and more. Eastside Liquor, they always come up clutch in the postseason.
Arkansas wins the national championship!
Hello, this is Sebastian County Assessor Zach Johnson here to remind you to assess your personal property by May 31st to avoid late penalty. You can do this in person at one of our 3 locations, over the phone, or online by going to www.countyservice.net. I would also like to remind any current homeowners or any individuals buying their homes on contract to contact our office and check your eligibility for the homestead tax credit. Contact us today and see if you qualify. The homestead tax credit can save you up to $500 off your tax bill.
This ad sponsored by the Sebastian County Assessor and paid for by Amendment 79.
Hi, this is Sydney from Ben Garen Golf Course. Our 2025 annual memberships are still available for purchase. Be sure to stop by for more information. We're excited to announce that signups for our youth golf program are now open for the spring session. The Ben Garen Youth Golf Academy is a fantastic way to introduce your kids to the great game of golf. Our program focuses not only on the skills of golf, but also teaches the values of integrity, self-confidence, and a strong work ethic. We offer classes for kids ages 3 to 16, and our spring session will run from March 25th to May 16th. For more information or to sign up, please call us at 479-646-2444.
Equipment down? Got a leak? Lost pressure? Don't let hydraulic problems slow you down. At Central Hydraulics in Fort Smith, we've got the power to keep you moving. From hoses and fittings to full system repairs, our expert team delivers top quality service fast. Central Hydraulics specializes in hydraulic pumps, cylinders, and custom-built solutions, so you can get back to work. Heavy machinery, farming equipment, construction rigs, if it runs on hydraulics, we've got you covered. Visit Central Hydraulics today or call 479-646-0471 for fast, reliable service.
At Dobson Fiber, we're helping you build stronger connections by bringing the fastest internet network available to your business. Why fiber? Fiber internet provides reliable, symmetrical, blazing speeds. Without any interruptions or buffering, you can rely on Dobson for all your data needs. With Dobson Fiber as your premium internet provider, you can focus on the things that matter and the connections you build. To see if fiber is available to you, visit Dobson.net. Dobson Fiber, building stronger connections.
The Hit That Line Now app is ready for you to download from the Apple and Google Play stores. Sponsored by Taco Bell. Live Moss.
Find Halftime on 99.5 in Northwest Arkansas, 95.3 in Fort Smith and the River Valley, 96.3 in Hot Springs and Central Arkansas, 104.3 in Harrison and Mountain Home, and everywhere on hitthatline.com. Join the conversation. Call or text 877-377-6963. Now back to the hosts. Here's Phil Elson and Matt Jones.
All right, moving right along, 12/21, Friday, March 14th, 2025. Man, what a great time to be alive, to be an American. It's a beautiful, beautiful day outside. Basketball Hogs, 1-1 in the SEC tournament. How you feeling going into the bracket? Anybody got them winning a game? Anybody have them? Well, we'll have to see, I guess, until the
Unless you're
bracket
just
comes
a
out.
Coach Cal hater, which there seems to be a lot of those in the media. You're going to have some people, I think, realize this team can be dangerous, at least in the first round. You don't want to play Arkansas right now. I promise you that.
There's definitely some athletic ability on this team. Ole Miss 11, Auburn 9 at the 12-minute timeout right now. Then Texas, Tennessee, Missouri, Florida, Kentucky, Alabama finishing up today. Razorbacks take on the baseball Rebels. Or are they the Black Bears? Are they still the Ole Miss Rebels?
Man, it's so hard to keep up with that. I just, I still think of them as the Rebels.
They're going to be any good this year in baseball? What's their I know they've won a title. They got a coach that what would Phil say he'd been there 23, 25 years. Wonder how good this Ole Miss baseball team is.
They're kind of a hit or miss team under Bianco. They'll have a great season one year, may not even, go to the World Series. Then they'll have a year where they're not really, heavy favorites or anything, and then they'll win the World Series, and then you'll have a year where they're just awful. I mean, it's the opposite of Arkansas's program.
Arkansas's been more consistent, but they've won a national championship. What would you trade? Would you trade the consistency for the up and down, for the missing Omaha or not doing it, but you got the silverware?
I like thinking every year we've got a chance to be holding the trophy. I obviously want to be able to do it eventually, but it's like just having hope every year is nice, because eventually you'll think we're going to break through and do it. Ole Miss, fortunately for them, they were able to do it, but how fun would it be to win one and then be irrelevant for 2 or 3 years after that? It just wouldn't be. I mean, you can always go back and say we've won a title, which is nice. I think at this point in my career as a fan, if you want to say it, and Dave's career, he just wants to win one. And then, I still think he'll have that hunger, even if he does win one this year, that he's going to put another really good team out there. I think that's the thing about Dave Van Horn is, just the consistency he has displayed. That's hard to do. That's actually probably harder to do than, lucking up, and I'll say lucking up, but winning at one time. I think just being good every year, especially in a league that is constantly putting out great teams. You got LSU, Mississippi State, Tennessee now is a gauntlet. Florida's usually pretty good. And you've even got teams like Kentucky that's kind of creeping up, and other teams where it's gotten harder, I think. But, we'll have to see.
All right. It was Moo Woo Kim Lee So it wasn't Mike Lee, but it's Moo Lee is for he's in first place. Sawgrass, man, what a fun tournament to be a part of. Rory's kind of got it going on. The youngster Bahita, he's so skinny. You should look at this dude play golf, man. He doesn't look like he weighs 135 pounds, and he's 11 under through the first 2 days. Tommy Fleetwood, another guy I like. He's an Englishman. He's in 6, so they still got it going on. Some people that left the tee off in this second wave, but man, golf season's here, and it sure is beautiful when the golf season's here.
Man, it seems like golf season's always here.
That's right.
People I know that golf usually do it year round, and unless it's snowing, they're out there.
It's a lifestyle, not a diet. 100% sure. Did you see where your boy Steph Curry made his 4,000th 3-point shot? I mean, how bananas is that?
He's
4,000
past Reggie Miller right now, hasn't he? I think he did that. I don't know what Ray Allen. When I think of 3-point shooters, I think of.
Yeah, who do you think? Who's your top 5 3-point shooters all time? Reggie Miller, Ray Allen. Those are
Reggie
two guys.
Reggie Miller, Ray Allen, Curry, and then,
would Klay Thompson
I
be
would
up
put
there?
Klay Thompson up
would
there.
Would a James Harden? Would a Damian Lillard?
Yeah. Damian Lillard's a good one. I even think of a guy like Jason Terry.
The Jet.
When he was, I'm sure there's a ton out there. Wasn't Robert Horry a pretty good one?
He was big shot Bob, because if it came down to it, he would make the shot in the big moment. But he was a bit player, so to speak. Where he's from Alabama. He played for the Crimson Tide. He was a high flyer. He was on those Houston Rocket championships, and he kind of bounced around. Wherever he'd go, they'd win titles. But he's one of those guys that his game evolved with his age, because he started to lose a little bit of athletic ability, but he figured it out upstairs with his mind. That's why he was able to change, because when he was young, man, he would go up and high flyer, jump, and then as he got older, injury, wear and tear, whatever, he turned himself into a heck of a player. And that was back when you had to have a power forward. You think Dirk Nowitzki and Tim Duncan and Kevin Garnett. I mean, to be good in the NBA back then, you had to have a 4 that could go, and Robert Horry had to match up with a lot of those guys.
Oh yeah, that's a gauntlet right there, and he definitely made his mark. I used to think of Carmelo Anthony as a knockdown 3-pointer, kind of in his prime, but man, I like to put, there's everyone can shoot threes, but I think when I think of a deadly 3-point shooter, I think of a guy that you never expect to miss a 3. And the guys we just talked about, Derek Fisher, he seemed to always hit the big 3-pointers. I don't know that he was like a dead-eye 3-point shooter, but he seemed to be kind of like Robert Horry, always hit the big shot.
Joe Johnson is 20th right now on the list. Very sneaky right there. He's ahead of J.J. Redick.
Wow.
J.J. Redick's 22. Yeah. Dirk's in the top 20. Buddy Hield, he's an Oklahoma Sooner, who's at Golden State right now. Kevin Durant's still active. He's 14th. Your boy Jason Terry's 11th.
Okay.
Right behind Vince Carter, who you talk about a guy that changed his game as he started to age as well. He really made that 3-point shot a weapon later in his career. Kyle Korver up there. LeBron James. Nobody thinks LeBron James, but he's played so long. He's 7th on the all-time list, right behind Reggie Miller. He'll pass Reggie Miller this year. I mean, he's 2,542 3-pointers for LeBron, and Reggie Miller's at 2,560. Now, Reggie Miller shot 39%, and LeBron's shooting 35%.
Yeah, LeBron can do it all, but I just think of LeBron as when I think of LeBron, I don't think of one thing that he does well. I think of a player that can do a lot of things well.
He does somebody that brought up. Thank you for this, the Lewis Automotive group feedback that we got going on. Somebody we didn't mention, we've talked for 5 minutes about best three-point shooters all time. The legend, Larry Bird. I mean, he's got you talk about the way the game evolved and changed. He would be crushing it right now. I mean, there'd be games he'd only shoot 3 threes. And now if Steph Curry doesn't shoot 8 threes and a half, you're looking at him like something's wrong.
Yeah, I totally agree. Steve Kerr's one of them.
Kerr was choice.
Peja Stojakovic.
Oh,
yeah.
Peja. That's a good one, unit right there. You wanna go to the phone lines?
Yeah, we got Cecil on the line. Hey, man.
Oh, man, y'all know I had to get in on this one. Matt, I'm agreeing with you saying. I don't have a list to go down, but I've been watching basketball since the ABA, and I ain't never seen nobody shoot like Steph Curry. Steph is the king of the trades, baby. He's great. I mean, this is way before the trades, but just shooting the ball, man, he's just dangerous everywhere he go. And there's some good players out there, but dudes in the class by himself. And LeBron James is awesome. LeBron, the older he got, he worked on his shot to shoot better, and that eased the pain a little bit for him. The man is awesome. He can really shoot, and he's setting records now that it's going to be impossible to reach and get because of his age. The average player, what they playing, Matt? What's the average play? What's the average age when you getting out the league? Maybe 33, 32? Something like that?
Yeah, if you don't have your game evolved, but as far as with your athletic ability where it starts to decline, when you're 28, 29, then you have to start being a more heady player and doing other things. I'd agree with you about 33. That's kind of about the cutoff.
Right. Okay, so he LeBron 40 years old, he'll be 41 this year. He'll be 41 this year. Okay? And so he's like in assists, man. He's up there too. He in like the top 5 or top 4 or something like that. He finna pass a couple of more players too in assists before he retire.
Man, he's generational. I don't know that we'll see. What's your thoughts on Kevin Durant? Is his career should it have been better? Do you think he worries about that? Because you look at Durant, one of the all-time greats, but really never was the best player on it. I mean, Steph won that. Did he get an MVP or did Iguodala got one? Steph got one. Durant got 2, right? He got 2 MVPs of those.
Yeah, but if Durant would have just stayed in Oklahoma City, they would have had a statue up there for him. They got Durant just like they got Michael Jordan. And I'm gonna jump real quick and jump back real fast if I got time. People praise Michael Jordan, but it's a lot they don't know about. He don't even own his brand. He don't own a shoe. He don't own a logo or nothing. He gets 5% of each sale. They talked him out of his life when he was young. They tried to do LeBron like that and offered him like a $10, $20 million check, something like that, Reebok, and he turned it down. He didn't have nothing then, but he was smart about the situation. So it's a lot, man. LeBron is a great guy. A lot of people don't like him, but he is great, man. And I'm a sport guy. I love sports. I love the players. And if you're a great player or whatever, I'm gonna give it to you. Durant, man, I've watched a lot of games ever since they pulled up in Oklahoma City. I didn't miss a playoff game. I got all the playoff shirts, and they all autographed because I spent a lot of money on tickets, and I was always down at the bottom getting stuff signed. I got pictures with Doris Burke, Stephen A. Smith, a whole bunch of them. But I watched Kevin Durant because he was the best player on the team at the time. And man, I can remember when we was in the playoffs playing against San Antonio, and Westbrook hit 35 points, I want to say. It was 30-something, deep in the 30s, something like that. And they called timeout and called a play for Kevin Durant, and Kevin Durant took a fadeaway. It was a sellout shot. It was a sellout shot, man. I'm like, wow. I said, I told the lady who was sitting by me, I said, if they draw that play for Durant, we're going to lose. If they give it to Westbrook, because Westbrook was on, he wasn't missing nothing. And he just shot the ball all awkward, just all off balance and everything. But he was they got him, snuck him into the Hamptons or wherever they was taking him at, whining and dining him, showing him them rings and stuff. And he should have stayed right where he was. He would have been up there, man. Right now, man, Durant's career is not nothing like it should have been. Like Curry's career, like LeBron's career. He don't have a career like that. He can shoot. He's known for shooting. He didn't never play no defense in Oklahoma City, but he started playing defense when he left.
Would he
So
be like
he
this generation's Iceman? You know, George Gervin, who was kind of a scorer and long and lanky and could do whatever he wanted to.
George Gervin. Right. But his career is on the downside now, man. And I saw him dancing on social media. You can pull it up, Matt. He danced like an old man. It was really funny, man. But, you know, I got a shirt. I'm going to have to send it to you, Matt, with him on it as a baby. I had 75 of them. I was going to take them to Oklahoma City and sell them. But they couldn't go back. That's when it was 1-3-1 or something like that. So, you remember the playoff, how they did it? They couldn't make it back. Because I just knew we was going to win one. At least LeBron wasn't going for it. He wasn't going for it. So I got stuck with the shirts, but I saved one, and it is really nice. I'm going to send it to you, man. It is cool. And I was on Twitter one time, and I posted it, and my account, everybody's account gone now, but he actually commented on it. He liked it.
I love it.
But I'm all for the sports, man. And if you're a good athlete, you're a good athlete. You know, I ain't going to talk about you, man. I ain't going to say I hate him because he played for somebody else. I hate him because, you know, because he leading the nation in scoring or then whatever. If you're a good player, you're a good athlete, man. That's just the way it go, man. A lot of people ain't built like me, though. So, you know how they go, man. And you Matt, I'm gonna say it one more time for the mind, baby. You every time I saw you run on the field or whatever you did, when you was at Northside, you played baseball, you did it all. Ain't nobody did it all like you did it. You are the best decathlon athlete ever came in the state of Arkansas, period. No one was ever like you, and I want you to know that. And you know I love you, Matt. And every time I think about it, man, when I see you running on the field, I get a rush off of that, man, because you was great, dude. You were great, man, and I love you for that. And I love you because you from right here. We went to the same school, and it's special to know people like that, man. And it's just the way it is, man. I had to get that off my chest, man. I got a wheel and deal right now,
hey,
y'all.
Thanks for everything you do, Cecil, in the community. Love you back, brother. Let's go. Thanks, Cecil, for the phone call. Let's take a break. No, we'll come back right after this.
This is halftime.
Bet Saracen is Arkansas's #1 mobile app for placing sports wagers.
In Arkansas, 7 out of every $10 placed on a sporting bet app is with Bet Saracen, because Bet Saracen offers more ways to win and more ways to get paid, and faster. Find your winners on Bet Saracen. Look for my double R prop bet specials. I pick them and you win them.
Bet Saracen is Arkansas's favorite sports wagering app.
Gambling problem? Call 800-522-4700.
Something amazing is happening in data management. Even though storage needs are constantly changing, companies are only paying for what they need now. That's because CDW customized a pure storage, evergreen, SLA-driven storage as a service solution that delivers enterprise-grade hybrid cloud storage that is effortless, efficient, and evergreen. Simplify storage administration with pure storage at CDW. Make amazing happen. Find out more at cdw.com/purestorage.
You're like, well, what are you going to wear? And I just kind of looked at Clay. I was like, I know what Clay has on right now. Location.
This is ESPN 95.
Thanks for watching us here on ESPN Arkansas. Download the brand new Hit That Line Now app in the Apple and Google Play stores. ESPN Arkansas, more than just radio stations.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
A dandy white perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, sacalé.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouth. Some serious crappie. Nice speck.
We got crappie.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite. White perch, slab, sockeye, paper mouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
BetOnline is the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for online betting in 2025. Whether you're a seasoned fan or a first-time bettor, BetOnline is your ultimate game day companion. With the largest selection of odds on everything from NBA and college basketball to the NHL and UFC, BetOnline continues to be your number one sports betting source. From every three-pointer to hat trick, BetOnline has you covered with odds, stats, and more for every game, every play, and every win. BetOnline. The game starts here.
Hey everybody, this is Tyson Fan. Dad, tell everyone about your job at Mike Jr.'s Mobile Wash.
Power washing, son. I've been working in the business for over 15 years, all over the River Valley and Northwest Arkansas, residential or commercial. At Mike Jr.'s Mobile Wash, our cleaning services include exterior home, fence, driveways, walkways, gutters, full deck cleansing, and more.
Call my dad at 479-763-5561.
Mike
Jr.'s Mobile Wash. One call, cleans it all.
Le dije, vamos a hacer maldades. Vuelvo yo te traje. Pago yo el mahones si no baila pa' que sale. Aquí están mis anormales. Tú mueves ese en el. Esto es pa' la nena nueva, pa' los nenes, pa' la
It's back, the Ultimate Challenge at Lewis Automotive, and it's bigger than ever. We're on a mission to sell 555 vehicles in the month of March, no matter what it takes. We've got more than 1,000 vehicles to choose from, more than $2 million in discounts, and we're not holding anything back. All month long, get up to $20,000 off MSRP or 0% financing on select models.
Payments start at $199 a month.
Find the ultimate selection, the ultimate discounts, the ultimate financing, and the ultimate amount for your trade.
Only at the Lewis Automotive Group's Ultimate Challenge.
Thanks for
Go to a place where rivers flow. Is it home? Is it dry? Is it wrong? Feel like we used to. Dance just like you do. Dancing alone. I should know what's wrong. I wanna feel like we used to.
You're listening to Halftime with Phil Elson and Matt Jones. Want to jump in the conversation? Call or text 877-377-6963. Now, here's Phil Elson and Matt Jones.
All right, moving right along. 1, 2, 4, 3, little 12 Troy Polamalu right now. Friday, March 14th. Just just hanging out, talking a little ball. Whatever you want to get on about. It's Freestyle Friday. It's almost like when the boss leaves, when the teacher leaves, and the substitute, or maybe we're the students unit. Maybe we're the students that are leading the class today. So
I'm definitely the student.
We're having a good time. Life is good. Arkansas is gonna be in the NCAA tournament. We find out their matchups on Sunday. So in a way, successful season. The fact that you make the tournament, and that's what we go. It's what we keep going on. Just saw Jason Sudeikis. They're going to do a Ted Lasso season 4. I haven't seen this show yet. Now, I celebrate Jason Sudeikis' entire catalog. Dude is hilarious. He's super. Anything he does, I like to see it. But you have to have Apple Care or Apple Plus or iApple and I don't have that stuff, so I haven't been able to watch it. But have you seen Ted Lasso yet?
I have heard about it, man. I'm bad about finding the time, but since I've been on Halftime, I've prioritized watching movies a lot more. So if that's assigned to me, I will watch it.
They and we had another thank you for Jamie talking about it's Pi Day, so it's 3.14, right? So it's March 14th. What is your favorite pie? And then Chris and Springdale, a little movie talk. Man, there's I'm trying to think of some movies that are coming out. I know Spinal Tap, they're going to redo that. You just had the Oscars. I think it's kind of a downtime. They kind of get ready for, July 4th, summertime, but before the next wave. But yeah, anything Jason Sudeikis does, I'm going to have to. Maybe I'm just waiting so they get to season 4 and I can just watch the 4 seasons in 2 weeks and it'll be all right. And then we were talking earlier about Steph Curry's 4,000 made 3-pointers, and he's shooting over 40% units. Does that put him? Because when people talk about their all-time starting 5, not one single person puts Steph Curry on their all-time. So where do you think Curry ranks? Is he a top 20 player for you?
Oh, that's tough. There's been a lot of great players, and I think the thing with Steph Curry is he is such a great 3-point shooter that's all anybody thinks about.
You forget about how good of a pass. See, when he first got into the league and he had the ball in his hands, he would have 9, 10, 8 assists a game. Like he was up there on average in assists. And then I think we were talking about this too earlier, Unit. As you get older, your game has to evolve a little bit. And he's did you see he dunked one the other day and he said that's the last dunk of his career?
Yeah, he's definitely not known for his dunks. And he, assists, making threes. He can drive to the hoop and finish, tough shots. I mean, he's really what you want from a point guard. Maybe not quite as physical as you'd want your point guard to be, but I mean, he does everything so well. I mean, he can take over a game just by, shooting 3-pointers. I mean, completely take over a game. So a guy that is that lethal from 3-point land. I mean, it doesn't matter if you've got Michael Jordan out there. It doesn't matter if you've got Shaq, Magic Johnson, Larry Bird. He can shoot over anybody, makes tough shots, deep.
Well, he's got unlimited
threes.
range.
Yeah.
Is the thing.
I would take him. I would take him on my all-time team and be perfectly fine with it.
Yeah, if you're playing him at the 2 guard or if you're playing him at the point guard, I think everybody puts Mike at the 2 guard. I got Magic Johnson as my point guard, and then you go, well, where do you go with your 3? Somebody that is not in the top 20 in all-time makes. So I guess how we got onto this discussion is if you had one guy in the NBA, and I thought your Robert Horry, Big Shot Bob was a great one guy to shoot one 3-pointer at the end of a game. Think of Sean Elliott keeping his feet above the out of bounds line. Think of that Ray Allen 3 when Chris Bosh knocked it out to him when he was with the Heat.
Yeah.
But if you get one guy to shoot a 3-pointer with your life on the line, you're taking Steph Curry. Who's taking Larry Bird?
I may have to think about that a little bit more, but man, it's really hard to put anybody above Steph. I mean, if you go by evidence, big time shots in big time moments,
and he's shooting over 40%.
Yeah, I mean, you can think of unconventional guys who maybe, they when
Steve Nash, somebody maybe you think,
or even a Mario Chalmers. I mean, do you
Chalmers
remember,
hit some big shots?
Do you remember that? Like, he's known for a lot of things, but hitting big shots. I mean, Mario Chalmers, he did it in college for a national title, and he's done it in the NBA Finals. He's done it at the biggest stage. But no, I would put Steph Curry. He's more of a volume 3-point shooter.
Well, he shot more. That's true.
Yeah.
The game's changed. The three definitely changed. You think Reggie Miller, Ray Allen, Steph Curry, Larry Bird. I think those you'd be pretty set. And I do like your Jason the Jet Terry.
Mm-hmm.
He was a beast.
And Jason Kidd was even a pretty good.
He turned his game because when he got into the league, they called him Asen because he had no jumper. He had no J. So it was Asen Kidd, and he could do everything on the floor. And, you think of another guy like an Andre Miller who came in around that time. Same thing. Rajon Rondo, Ricky Rubio, guys that really couldn't shoot, but they could do everything else at a high level. Mm-hmm. And then Asen Kidd added that J to his name, it seemed like, about his last 7 years. He got really good at just kind of spotting up and shooting that 3.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he certainly did.
Let's we had was that Pistol Pete? Oh, we got to go to a break. All right, let's go to a break and we'll be back right after this.
This is halftime.
ESPN 95.3 is live on location.
This is ESPN Arkansas, and it's Colton Little out here today at Henry Robinson Sallisaw Ford for the Markdown March Madness sale at Sallisaw Ford. They have up to $13,000 off on select F-150s this weekend. You can come out today, take a test drive, and shoot a hoop for up to $500 cash. That's right. During Markdown Madness, they got big discounts all across the lot, and they have the test drive special. Come take a test drive, and you can shoot on the Henry Robinson hoop for up to $500 cash in your pocket today. Simple and free, easy and free. Take a test drive and take your shot for up to $500 at Henry Robinson Sallisaw Ford. Hey, it's March, folks. I got basketball fever. If you think you have what it takes to come to see Henry Robinson today and make that shot, come on down. 1 mile south of exit 308 off of I-40 in Sallisaw.
Shirley's Tax Service has been serving the River Valley for 49 years and has won the Times record Best of the Best 8 years running. Shirley's is in the top 2% of independent tax offices nationwide. Shirley's takes pride in providing superior service at a price a working person can afford. Shirley's has 6 locations, now open in Ozark. So if you're looking for the best, fast, friendly, professional service in town at a price a working person can afford, call Shirley's Tax Service today. 922-1040. That's 922-1040.
Your home is your biggest asset. So when you decide to add a sunroom, a patio cover, a new driveway, or new windows, you need to call a company you can trust. Sawyers has been part of your community for over 30 years. They're insured, licensed, and have 100% financing for all of their products. Take all the worry out of your next project. Call Sawyers and let them handle it from permitting to completion. Sawyers, serving the River Valley and Northwest Arkansas with a full showroom located in Fort Smith or online at sawyers-sunrooms.com.
You will never find a boring old burger at Art's Barbecue and Burgers in Fort Smith. Try the Wild West Burger, topped with a hotline, jalapenos, and Art's hot sauce. The Brisket Burger, with tender brisket and caramelized onions on top of their hand-patted burger. Or the famous Art Attack, with house bacon, smoked ham, and onion ring and a fried egg. There are 10 different burgers to choose from, and they're all $1 off every Saturday. Art's Barbecue Burgers and more. Rogers Avenue, next to Buddy's in Fort Smith.
Here's to you and yours from the friendly folks at In Good Spirits, your upscale liquor store in Fort Smith. At In Good Spirits, they've got what your taste buds are craving, including flavorful wines from around the world, scrumptious brandies and liqueurs, tempting whiskeys and beers, and fine cigars. Treat yourself to the best as you listen to the game. Check out In Good Spirits, 12100 Highway 71 South, across from Riley Farms in Fort Smith.
Hello, this is Sebastian County Assessor Zach Johnson here to remind you to assess your personal property by May 31st to avoid late penalty. You can do this in person at one of our 3 locations, over the phone, or online by going to www.countyservice.net. I would also like to remind any current homeowners or any individuals buying their homes on contract to contact our office and check your eligibility for the homestead tax credit. Contact us today and see if you qualify. The homestead tax credit can save you up to $500 off your tax bill.
This ad sponsored by the Sebastian County Assessor and paid for by Amendment 79.
Hey, it's Matt Jones. Join me, Phil, and Dr. Charles Liggett every Monday at 12:15 for my favorite segment, 3 Up, 3 Down.
Well, my first up is hog baseball. Parker Coyle with the immaculate inning. I read that it was 3 times more common to have a no-hitter than an immaculate inning.
I'm a patient there, and you can be too. 3 Up, 3 Down is presented by River Valley Smile Center. Visit rivervalleysmiles.com or give them a call at 479-646-0706. That's River Valley Smile Center. When you come here, you become family.
Call or text the Lewis Automotive Group hotline, 877-377-6963. Lewis Automotive Group, the ultimate challenge is back with the ultimate selection, ultimate savings, ultimate financing, and the ultimate amount for your trade.
I'm a simple boy, I've got lemon drops. I don't like you, but I break in his heart. Hey little sinner, I hope your God is dead. American money, the best ass in Hollywood. Her routine is old, but sometimes old can be good. And you fucked it up just like I knew you always would.
Welcome back into halftime, live from the Crabtree RV Center studios. Crabtree RV Center, where RVing is life.
All right, man. We got it. So I forgot to tell. I think we might have said this in the first segment, but abbreviated show today, so we get a couple more segments coming up. And Reagan, we will get to you at the top of the hour. Thanks for calling, and as soon as we get back, we'll come to you first. So we got a couple segments left. It's Pie Day. Talking a little bit of pie. I think pumpkin pie with homemade whipped cream. That might be one of my favorites. That is around Thanksgiving time.
Mm-hmm. Key lime pie.
Key lime pie. There you go.
What's the one I'm thinking? Like cheesecake.
Lemon meringue. Is cheesecake a pie? I don't know if it classifies.
It may not be.
I don't know because I've never made a cheesecake before, Christian. I don't know.
It's really good. It resembles a pie. I don't know if you actually call it that, but yeah, I mean.
Are you pecan or pumpkin pie? Or apple pie?
If I had to pick, I would probably go with apple pie and then pecan.
American pie. Drove my Chevy to the levee.
Yeah,
the levee was dry.
Chocolate, a good chocolate pie with some whipped cream's okay. But
drinking whiskey and rye.
Yeah,
singing "This Will Be the Day That I Die."
Yes, sir.
I love it. All right, we're gonna go to another commercial. Reagan, we're coming to you right at the top of the hour. A couple more segments on this beautiful, beautiful Friday, and we'll be back right after this.
Join us for the legendary adventure Mystery at the Forest on Saturday, April 26th. Heart to Heart Pregnancy and Family Care Center invites you to share this magical evening of excitement, mystery, and fun. If you are a business or individual looking to sponsor a heartfelt organization or to buy tickets, please visit our Facebook page for more information or call our office at 479-452-2260.
Harry Robinson Salisol Ford wants to buy or trade for your vehicle today, and they will give you top dollar. Pre-owned car values are at historic all-time highs, and your car today is worth more than it ever will be again. If you are driving a 2013 model or newer with 120,000 miles or less, bring it to Harry Robinson Salisol Ford, and they'll give you more than any other dealer. Even if you don't want to buy a new car, they'll still buy yours. Harry Robinson Salisol Ford, 1 mile south of exit 308 off I-40 in Salisol.
Hey everyone, Josh Earnhardt here at AAA Business Systems in Northwest Arkansas. Do you like doing business with local companies? Did you know that AAA Business Systems is one of only a few truly local office technology providers in Northwest Arkansas? Ask your current technology provider where their corporate office is, and let's keep your money in Northwest Arkansas. Buy local, support local. Call us today at 479-442-4185, and remember, anything else is just a copy.
Equipment down? Got a leak? Lost pressure? Don't let hydraulic problems slow you down. At Central Hydraulics in Fort Smith, we've got the power to keep you moving. From hoses and fittings to full system repairs, our expert team delivers top quality service fast. Central Hydraulics specializes in hydraulic pumps, cylinders, and custom-built solutions, so you can get back to work. Heavy machinery, farming equipment, construction rigs, if it runs on hydraulics, we've got you covered. Visit Central Hydraulics today or call 479-646-0471 for fast, reliable service.
It's Hot Wing Madness at TGI Fridays in Fort Smith. Hey, this is Phil Elson. Join me and Matt Jones for Halftime Live at TGI Fridays in Fort Smith for the first 2 days on Thursday and Friday of the Big Dance. Chow down on 50-cent wings, $3 pints, and $15 buckets of beer. Hot Wing Madness is back. 50-cent wings Thursday and Friday at TGI Fridays, I-540 and Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
Monitoring the risk of severe weather across parts of the state. It looks like we will start to see some storms by the time we finish off today, heading through tonight and early Saturday too. Right now for today and into tonight, higher end chances for severe weather central and east. Small end chances for severe weather early Saturday. I'm Jennifer Naramore with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
The weather is brought to you by In Good Spirits, Fort Smith's premier source for fine wines, specialty beers, and liquor.
To ESPN 95.3, KERX Paris, Fort Smith.
Dumps it underneath. Golden shot blocked by Brazil.
Oof. Oof.
Coming to you live from the Crabtree RV Center studios.
Broadcasting on ESPN Arkansas and streaming on hitthatline.com.
We got a good one tonight. You got a team in here that doesn't respect it. Oh, ask me if I'm all right. Well, can't they dominate? And we not doing it.
We're going to go get one and celebrate on somebody else's field.
Yeah.
Both said you had very motivational words at halftime.
It's halftime with Bill Olson and Matt Jones.
From the bottom of my toes to the top of my head. What's my heart, dog? Let's go, man.
The angles were so bad, we showed them at halftime.
What angle? One racerback.
Like, what in the world were we thinking?
It's vintage Matt Jones.
Call or text 877-377-6963. Now, here's Phil Olson and Matt Jones.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful Friday. Getting it going on. 11 under is in the lead right now. Sawgrass, M.W. Lee shot a 66 today. You know what you're not doing in Fort Smith in the River Valley today? You're not going to be on the golf course. Have you been outside with these trade winds that are going? It is like the rum runners are out here. I mean, the winds are howling. There'd be no fun to be on the golf course today.
Wouldn't be much fun to do anything.
And the golf course is always fun. You know, that's where golf is. You couldn't really fish much either, huh? You'd have to get in little cubbies, little spots.
Even if you went on a walk, that would get kind of annoying.
Let's go to the phone lines since we had a phone caller, and if you want to, y'all can get in with us as well. Reagan.
Hey, what's up, Matt? How you doing?
Yo.
I don't know if you even remember me or not.
You have to.
But anyway, I'm Lonnie and Karen Myers' kid.
Oh,
and,
right on.
Your sister.
Yeah.
Yeah, your sisters went to school with me. Grace and Stephanie.
Now. Yeah. Yeah. How are your parents doing?
Yeah. But, man, they're doing great. I'm actually on my way across the state to go see them right now in Van Buren.
Good. You're a good son.
So.
There we go.
I'm trying to be, but I've tried to look you up for years, and you live kind of the same way I do. I think pretty private stuff here. This would be the best way to contact you and tell a couple stories, man. One of my, what you did throughout your career, at the highest levels. What people don't know is like where it started, and it says North Side on your graduation. But, we all know you're a pointer, and, man, I've been watching you since I was a little kid. And when you'd come out to Butterfield and help your dad with practice, I was just like, man, this guy's destined for greatness. And, like, one of the most powerful things I ever saw in my life was, like, I think you were in 9th grade, so I guess I would have been in 6th or 7th. But there's some type of, school event that my parents hosted, and we're playing ball down by the barn, and you jumped up and just, like, tomahawk dunked, on a regulation goal, at however old that is, 14 or 15. And I just like, wow, that like there is a clear difference in athletic ability. And like, I remember when you were, they put you over at receiver, and Randleman, threw you this.
Chad Randleman, number 4. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. You played quarterback most of the time, but like they started, experimenting there and throwing you out at wide receiver, and they, it was either 18 or 17 one way or another all the time. And finally we threw out 118 fade or go or whatever, and he hit you in the corner of the end zone. I was like, man, that's what he's going to do one day.
Man, Chad threw a pretty ball. I think he came in from Tennessee as a sophomore. He was speaking of 3-point shooters.
I never knew where he came from.
Yeah, I forget what it was like sophomore year, but he had a really good 3-point shot as a high school basketball player.
Oh, dang, didn't even know that. Yeah, y'all had a good basketball team, too, man. There's a lot of talent that came through Van Buren that a lot of people don't know about. A lot of people end up on the Razorbacks that kind of stayed in the background, but, the Sandlins and Clark.
I think a Tyler Spoon even not too long ago, yeah.
No kidding, like baseball is back on the map, and they're crushing over there now, so I wish that was around whenever I graduated. But anyway, man,
cool,
just wanted to catch up, and if you're ever free sometime, look me up, and I think we got some cool stuff. I'm way out in the middle of the country, off grid in Calico Rock. I think he'd might like to do some hunting or something.
I dig it, man. Tell your folks I said what's up, and take it easy, bro.
Yeah, will do. Good talking to you.
All right. That's man, talk about some games back in the day. My sisters, I guess they would have been at the same age. My sisters were little ballers. They their 7th grade basketball team. Now I think maybe one of the guys that's in the starting 5 wasn't there, but four of the regular starters on the 7th grade basketball team were there, and they had another, so they had 5 guys. The 7th grade girls basketball team beat the 7th grade boys basketball. I'd have had to quit. I'd have had to quit playing basketball, man. They were ballers, yeah.
Man, I can imagine. I mean, we kind of did stuff like that against the girls that were, our age in basketball and stuff. And the last thing I wanted to do was get shown up by a girl. But there are a lot of girls out there that can definitely play.
So have we figured out? I didn't get to ask Reagan about what his favorite pie was. Have we figured out if cheesecake is a pie or not? Do we?
I think it is.
You think we're gonna? So we got to vote for it is. Okay.
I've seen where people have called it cheesecake pie. I mean, I don't. I think it's a pie if you want it to be a pie. That's the way I look at it. It's good. I know that.
I love it. And got Sawgrass going on. Talking a little bit of NBA. All-time starting 5. If you had one last shot and you had somebody had to shoot a 3-point shot, who would you want? Would you want Robert Horry? Would you want LeBron James? Would you want the best shooter ever in Steph Curry? Would you want the legend Larry Bird? Would you want the killer Black Mamba Kobe Bryant? I mean, that might be one of the guys with that instinct when you're like, I don't care what shot it is. We're going to let Michael Jordan take it. We're going to let Kobe Bryant take it. And then whatever else I guess you want to get into. Let's see let's see what's going on this day, March 14th. There's not much. Nothing. Oh, you got Dave Matthews Band. They performed 1991. Man, that would have been right before Dave had just got going on. It is Simone Biles. So talk about goats. Talk about somebody who's a goat. You know whose birthday it is today? Steph Curry and Simone Biles' birthday today. That's two goats right there.
Yes, they are. 2 really great athletes.
Ooh, Michael Caine, one of my favorite actors. We got to get you some halftime homework. Might have to get you a Michael Caine movie. Any suggestions for C movie?
Yeah.
To get a little weekend homework in since the Hogs won't be playing. You can text us in on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline 877-377-6963. What do you got going for this weekend, Unit? You got any baseball stuff going on? You got what's the plan for the Unit?
The weather's nice right now, but I mean, tonight we're supposed to get some bad weather. Tomorrow, I'm probably going to. I want to go out, probably get something to eat, but try to do something outside. Go for a walk. Watch some of the baseball games if they play tomorrow. Phil was saying he doesn't think there's going to be baseball. Man, I'm a pretty simple person.
I got to play a little golf for the first time of the year. Unit yesterday went out and played a few holes.
I mean, if I was a big golfer, I mean that would definitely solve a lot of my
Billy Crystal's birthday today.
Issues of not having much to do on the weekend, but
it keeps you young. It keeps you moving. Sedentary lifestyle is not a good lifestyle. No. Don't need to just sit down all day. And I haven't played video games in a while, which I can watch a movie, play video games, but it's to get out there and kind of loosen your legs and the camaraderie, the people you kind of hang with. It's I think you might like it because you like to compete. You were a high school baseball player, right? Like you.
That's the problem, though. As I like to compete, so like when I get, when I start sucking, it
Oh, you don't want to be the worst. That's the truth. When you go out to the golf course and you're
don't
in a
have
group
fun.
of 4, you don't want to be the worst. Then you feel like you're bringing everybody down. But a good way to do it, unit, is you can get a little 2-on-2 scramble. You can get that going on.
Yeah.
Let's see. I think we got another phone caller if you want to go to him. We got some Michael Caine coming in on and then we got a good answer for last shot for a 3-point shot. It's Eddie and in America. He said Todd Day. I mean, the Razorbacks all-time leading scorer. That might be a good one.
I can think of a lot of college players, probably more college players.
JJ Redick, would he be one that you would think of?
Jimmer Fredette. Rodney Clark. Dusty Hannes. I mean, Arkansas's had some great 3-point shooters. And we have got Greg in Farmington on the line.
Oh, gee. What's up, Greg?
Hey, what's up, guys? Hey, you're talking about some homework there with Michael Caine. Michael Caine's an anomaly because Michael Caine was one of those actors that really didn't have that big standout role, not like a Gene Hackman, Al Pacino, guys like that. But he had an impressive body of work. You got movies like Beyond the Poseidon Adventure. He played Alfred the
There
Butler.
you go. Alfred, that's a big role.
In the Christian Bale.
Did you see him in The Prestige?
One movie, I don't remember that movie, to be quite honest.
Check that out. You'll like the entire cast. Scarlett Johansson, Christian Bale, Hugh Jackman. Michael Caine crushes it in that one. The Prestige is a great movie.
Now, a movie I will recommend just because he was in the original and he was in the remake, Get Carter.
Oh, there you go with Sly Stone.
Yeah, he actually played the bad guy in the Sylvester Stallone remake, but he was Sylvester Stallone's part in the original.
Man, there we go. That's pretty neat right there.
And you're talking about the players this morning. How about this for our first 2 days playing together? Shoffley, Rory, and who's the other one that's been so good the last couple of years?
Scheffler,
yeah. Those two.
That was your
were
threesome
matched
that
up.
were going. Man, that would have been the group to follow right there, huh?
Yeah. Well, I was watching some of it this morning, and I'm just like, when they showed them teeing off, I'm like, man, there's a fantasy grouping right there.
Now, does Rory only have to win Augusta to complete the Grand Slam? Because I think the way Rory's playing right now, he's on a mission. He might be an early favorite to finally get over the hump and win Augusta.
Yeah, I think you're correct. The only one he has left is the Masters. So definitely be paying attention to that later in the season.
Hey, if you had one,
I wanted to.
One, thank you so much. Real quick, if you had, is cheesecake a pie? And if you had one NBA player, current or former, and you had to take a last-second 3-point shot, who would it be?
Oh man, I got to go with Bird.
I love it.
It's hard to disagree with Larry Bird.
And cheesecake's delicious. Is that
Cheesecake
what we?
is
That's what we
incredible.
sounded on.
Yeah.
Do we got it? So we got one more commercial break before we wrap this thing up today. Or are we going straight through to?
We got a couple more, but actually, I think you're right. We have one more break. So
let's go ahead and do that so we can come back and wrap this thing up.
It's Colesville here for you on DRX 95.3. The win for the all-the-way over game. Markdown Madness at Dallas All Sports. They have up to $13,000 off on select F1 tickets this weekend, and they also have some offer deals with an amazing expedition that Broncos can still have left on the lot. So come on over to Henry Robinson Dallas All Sports today, and while you're here, try and test drive something, because if you do, you take that test drive and you come back, you have a chance to shoot on very soon, and then make a shot to win $500. That's right. Simple and easy, easy and free. Going down to Gary, you can drive a new vehicle, shoot your shot on Gary soon. Try and pocket $500. Hey, bring your trade in, get your new vehicle today, and Gary Robinson Dallas All Sports. It's the March Madness markdown sale.
Fishing season is here, and Jelco Outdoors has all the gear for you. The largest selection of rods, reels, and baits by Shimano, Diamond, Lubes, Sexton, ACC, Cultivate, St. Paul, G. Lubes, Bobby Carl, Spro, Exo, and many more. Fishing clothing, footwear, and rain gear by Astra, Grundle, Expert Up, and Under Armour, Garmin Electronics, and much, much more. Jelco Outdoors, your fishing partner in the River Valley. Jelco Outdoors, 2600 South Seal, Fort Smith. Wade World Connect is excited to introduce our new 300 megabit internet service. Perfect for streaming, remote work, and homework for just $64.95 a month. And no worries, cyber safe managed Wi-Fi for a total of $71.95. Order today at signup.wadeworldconnect.com or call 1-833-492-8372. We're adding new services and expanding our areas for you. Arkansas Valley Electric and Wade World Connect, changing the communities we serve.
Benjamin Franklin said, in this world, nothing is certain except death and taxes. Good old Ben must have never met your ex. He was certain that she gets to plan your kids' independence each and every year. Jackie Long with Long Legal Solutions. Could you prepare your tax returns this year? Give us a call about your options for child custody, visitation, support, and yes, even tax independence. 479-769-1505. Long Legal Solutions. Real advice, reasonable price.
Solution, Paul's Roofing and Construction has your solution to your problem. Paul's Roofing and Construction offers free estimates, and they've been helping folks like you in the River Valley with a lot of roofing issues. Paul's Roofing and Construction, big or small, are here to solve all your roofing needs. Locally owned since 2015. Call 479-414-5753 or go to paulsroofingandconstruction.com. Solving roof problems one roof at a time. Superior siding and windows.
Superior Siding is the one to call if you want it done right the first time. Call 479-646-7888 for a free estimate. 100% financing is available, and Superior Siding has AAA rating with Better Business Bureau. Superior Siding, your first call, 479-646-7888.
The Hit That Line Now app is ready for you to download from the Apple and Google Play stores. Sponsored by Taco Bell. Live Moss.
I was on fire for you. Where did you go? I could die for you. How could you not know? I was alive with you. You brought in the cold. Was I realized you? Wish I never met you. Starting to regret you. My heart just dropped.
Make sure to follow Halftime on Twitter at Hit That Line AR and on Facebook and Instagram at Hit That Line. Call or text 877-377-6963. Now back to Halftime with Phil Elson and Matt Jones.
All right. First pitch coming up, but be here before you know it. Arkansas in Oxford to kick off a 3-game series. We'll see. We'll see how
I'm
many
excited
games
to
they
see
get in.
him play against SEC pitching.
No question, right?
Is,
like it's time to the big boys and let's get to work. I'm with you, Units. I'm ready to see them play a real team. We've had a good time here. Philip, yes, I do remember going with you. We didn't get to go out on the water, but we were up there at Gaston's, I believe, and got to hang out and tell some stories. That was Phil and I got to do that. That was cool. And then also, I think we had a ruling unit that cheesecake is actually considered a pie.
Yeah, he called up a relative who is a master chef and got that information.
You been to the Cheesecake Factory before?
Has
that have you crossed that off your list?
I don't know. I've never been. No, I haven't, because I would remember that.
You got to go next time you're. Now it's not. It's still a chain restaurant. You know what I mean? Like it's but it's good food. But next time you're around one, you got to talk about cheese. There'll be 38 different cheesecakes, and I'm probably underselling it. There might be more than that. Raspberry, white chocolate mousse, just stuff you've never even heard of. And but you'll have to check out the Cheesecake Factory. Man,
I could go for some right now.
Woo! Yeah, what's on the docket for the unit this Friday? How's the puppy dog doing?
He's getting big. He's as big as he's probably going to get, but he's big and getting a little more cranky. You know how they get older, they kind of have their, they want their space, and that's just kind of what happens when they get older. But still got plenty of energy. I mean, he's not even 2 yet. He's coming up on 2, and yeah, it's an adventure with him. I mean, you really got to be on your toes.
Dogs are the coolest, man. Dogs really are. Auburn's the Tigers, they're up 8 at the under 16-minute timeout. Now, how much of this will you watch? I won't watch a single second of SEC basketball tournament. I will watch the Razorbacks play. Will you watch any more of this SEC? Like if it's Auburn, Alabama in the finals, or will you tune in and check it out?
Well, man, it helps knowing Arkansas is in the tournament, but I'm kind of the opinion, like, these games, although they're good matchups and it's good basketball, I like it when it feels like there's really something on the line here. And I just don't, I mean, a lot of these teams are going to be seeded already, they know what they're going to be seeded. It's just a matter of, staying healthy, but it's good basketball. It's entertaining. It's entertainment. You are playing for a trophy technically, but it'd be nice to see, some of these teams match up, like an Auburn or a Tennessee. I don't even know if they played this year. I mean, maybe once, and then see some of the, the top 4 teams kind of match up against each other. Because, I mean, they very well could end up playing each other in the tournament, the Final Four. I think there's a possibility I could see at least 2 SEC teams.
Especially if Cooper Flagg's hurt, we don't know. I think he'll be fine. But you talk about teams being healthy. So when you look at this Razorback season as a whole, regular season, SEC tournament, what are the 2 biggest wins for this Razorback team? Would it be Michigan in
See, that felt like
Madison
a
Square?
really big win at the time, and it helped definitely in getting you in the tournament. That win carried a lot of weight. But at the time, we were kind of not really sure, how good this team was. And after that win, we kind of thought, okay, this might be a pretty good year. And it really has for the most part. But, I mean, the Michigan win maybe holds the
at Kentucky, maybe?
The
Would
most
that be up
weight. But since it was at a neutral floor, I don't give it quite as much weight as I would, like you said, against a Kentucky
there?
team.
That was Boogie's best game as a Razorback, too, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
for sure. And then the Kentucky win, and then, I've got to probably go with that Missouri win just because that was a win, like, you knew you had to have it against a ranked team coming in. And then probably third, Vanderbilt. I mean, a lot of them felt big. When you're 0-5, almost every win feels like a big-time win. So, I mean, really, you could argue every win since we started 0-5. Heck, the Georgia game felt like a big win just to get your first SEC win of the season.
Georgia might be on the outside looking
think
in.
so?
I don't know. I'm just saying the way if the SEC gets 12 teams in, then Georgia's fine.
You can't trust these broadcasters, man. I've heard like most of them say Georgia's in for sure. Arkansas may not even be in. I mean, it's just I feel like they just kind of stir the pot.
Hey, well, everybody, thanks for our guests. Thanks for the callers. Thanks for the texters. Thanks for all the love. Unit, you just been improving. Kind of like this Razorback basketball team, man. You just keep getting better and better. It's been a joy working with you. And Phil Elson will be on the call with his baseball team. First pitch coming up. Woo Pig Suey, let's go baseball. We'll see you around.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's